and 98.5 FM. We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253DF Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations. It's time to get up and get your day started.
Morant. Oh! A jawbreaker!
It's Sports 56 Mornings with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. The first hour of Sports 56 Mornings is brought to you by East Memphis Ace Hardware at the corner of White Station and Quince. Now, here are your hosts, Greg and Eli.
They get up every morning from the alarm clocks, wanting to take the 8:15 into the city. There's a whistle up above.
Greetings and salutations on this Tuesday morning. We welcome you in to another edition of Sports 56 Mornings, the Tuesday, January 30th, 2024 edition to be exact. Greg Gaston, Eli Savoy, Zach Boyd with you from the Family Leisure Studios. Family Leisure, it's where family and fun come together. Yes, the floor model sale continues. You're getting great deals on all the floor models, whether it be wicker sofa, whether it be patio sets, pool tables, anything they have in stock that's on the floor, you're getting a discount at 2120 Whitten Road, just north of I-40, the home of Family Leisure. That's just north of I-40. Special financing is always available. And the first hour of the program is brought to you by East Memphis Ace Hardware, where you can find just about everything you're looking for. Currently clear skies, 39 degrees. We're looking at sunshine mixed in with a little clouds throughout the day. High getting up to 62. Should feel terrific today. Tonight, mostly clear skies with a low dipping back down to 35. And then for your Wednesday, partly cloudy with a high of 52 degrees. Coming up on the program today, we'll talk some Grizzlies. They fell last night to the Kings, a team that had 8 players available, including a call-up, Matthew Hurt, who actually was signed to a 10-day hardship contract. And yet they fought the Sacramento Kings down to the wire. Another valiant effort. We will discuss that on the program today. Go around the NBA as well. Kendrick Davis played another game in South Haven, the former Memphis Tiger. We'll talk about that. Speaking of the Tigers, the polls came out after we wrapped up our show yesterday, and as expected, the Tigers dropped out of the top 25. We will talk about that as the Tigers get ready to head into Wednesday's game against Rice on a 3-game losing streak. We'll go over the top 25 poll. Also, plenty of college football news to get into on the program today. Jeff Crane will join us from the University of Memphis, as he does each and every week. That'll be at 8:25. At 9:05 in our Rhodes Athletics segment, we're going to be joined by Judy Thurman. She's the Rhodes women's basketball coach. This team is playing some good basketball, 12-7, 7-2 in the league, coming off a couple of huge wins with a big weekend coming up, including Senior Day. We'll talk to Judy at 9:05. At 9:30, Ross Tucker from CBS Sports, Westwood One, a terrific NFL analyst, former NFL offensive lineman, and host of the Ross Tucker podcast. We'll talk Super Bowl and all things NFL with Ross Tucker. That's at 9:30. And we'll also have Humdinger's Trivia. That'll come your way just after the return from the top of the hour break in hour number 2, so approximately 8:05. We'll take your calls, your texts, as always, on the Sports 56 listener lines at 901-360-8255. You can also message us on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and on the website sportsmemphis.com. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I am great.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Another good performance last night from Kendrick Davis, 31 biggies, but the Hustle get the win over Santa Cruz.
Yeah, we had a dramatic finish last night. It was fun. Great finish. We had 3 possessions in the final 1.8 seconds.
Wow.
But Jason March pulling his old mentor Dave Yeager's play out with the inbounds alley-oop to win the game last night. Adonis Arms with a perfect pass to Cameron McGriff, who dunked it with one hand. I asked him afterwards, I said, did you consider using 2 hands? He said, had to add some style points. I was like, it was an unbelievable play. Fantastic finish. But because they were up 1, and Santa Cruz had the ball with 1.8 to go. The Hustle fouled on the inbounds play. So Santa Cruz goes to the free throw line, makes the 2 free throws. They're up 1 with 1.8 to go. They do the alley-oop, but obviously since it's so quick, now there's 1.1 seconds to go, and Santa Cruz has the ball again with a chance to try and win the game themselves. They missed the shot. Finally, the game ended. The final one, the 3, we were like, this has got to be the final possession. Nope, we got one more. And we had 3 final possessions.
Did Davis take that last shot?
No, he did not. He was actually the inbounder on the last play. And Donovan Williams was the one that took the final shot, and it came up well short, and the Hustle were able to get the win. So the 2 games against Santa Cruz both came down to the final shot. On Saturday, Matt Hurt had a 3-pointer to win the game, unable to hit that one. Last night, they do the alley-oop dunk, get the win. But those 2 teams, it was fun 2 games down at with those 2 teams.
And speaking of Matt Hurt, he was with the Grizzlies last night. Again, we talked about this yesterday. I hate that the Hustle and the Grizzlies are playing home games on the same day, but it is what it is. Matt Hurt makes his NBA debut. The former Dookie goes for 10 points, helps out the team in a close loss to the Kings, 103-94. That score, a 9-point difference. Well, it was a lot tighter than that score would indicate. It came right down to the wire. And as I mentioned at the start, Grizzlies had 8 players in uniform. So with Matthew Hurt getting the 10-day hardship contract, did the Hustle have anything close to a full roster last night?
Oh, no, they're banged up. They're all injured, too.
So how many guys did they have?
They had 7 guys. The Grizzlies organization last night had 15 total guys healthy enough to play basketball.
Gosh. 11 players were out for the Grizzlies. 11 players. So of your 8, you had recently signed Scottie Pippen Jr., more recently signed Matthew Hurt, as I mentioned, the 10-day hardship contract, Jacob Gilliard, who's a 2-way guy, has played a lot with the Hustle. Eli's called a lot of his games. Those are 3 of the 8 guys that they had. Not to mention Vince Williams Jr. Well, Vince Williams Jr. was out. Not to mention, Santi Aldama. They had...
The only guy that played last night for the Grizzlies who has not played G League basketball was Jaren
Jackson Jr. Yeah, I'm looking at the roster. David Roddy, Xavier Tillman, G.G. Jackson. And that was it. That's the whole team. And yet, for a while there, I'm watching it on television. I didn't go to the game. I'm thinking they're going to win. Sacramento kept making mistakes. They kept turning it over and just kind of screwing around. But then at the end, last 4 minutes, 3.5 minutes, Sacramento said, hey, we're not losing this game. And they made shots, and the Grizzlies, unfortunately, couldn't make shots down the stretch, and the Kings get the win. So the Grizzlies fall to 18-29. But again, for a team that's been ravaged, and I mean ravaged by injury, to have a team kind of just slapped together to play as hard as they've been playing. The win on Friday against Orlando, the tight loss at Indiana on Sunday, and the tight loss last night to the Kings. Says an awful lot about the organization, says an awful lot about Taylor Jenkins and his staff as coaches. Much maligned Taylor Jenkins earlier in the year, which I thought was ridiculous that people were on his case for the losing streak. They're out there playing their hearts out. They just don't have enough talent. And Domantas Sabonis is good. This just in, breaking news. 20 points, 26 rebounds. That ties for the most rebounds by a visiting player against the Grizzlies in their history. 26 rebounds by Sabonis. The Grizzlies will be off now until Thursday. They got home games on Thursday and Friday. I believe it's the Cavs on Thursday and the Warriors on Friday before heading back out on the road.
Yeah, just tracking that score throughout the night, I was like, okay, come on. Like, seriously, they're not going to win this game, right? They can't. They at some point. And then when our game, right before our game ended, I think it was 88-85 Grizzlies. And then our game ended, everything else wrapped up, and I looked at the score, and I'm like, the Grizzlies didn't score very much after that. Then I looked, I'm like, oh, they didn't score in the final 3 minutes of the game, and they only scored 2 points in the last 4.5 minutes of the game. So that does make a little sense. And I don't even really know for sure how hard the Grizzlies are trying to win games, like how much they care to win or not win at this point. I don't understand. Jaren picks up his fifth foul with 3:43 left, and you take him out of the game.
Play him until he fouls out, if he fouls out.
Yeah, like, let him foul out. Sit him because he fouled out. Like, don't sit him because he might foul out. It's 3:43, for goodness sake. There's not 10 minutes remaining in the game. It's 3 minutes and 43 seconds. Like, he could play that easily without picking up another foul. That's just, but coaches get sometimes just caught in that rut of like, oh, guy just picked up his fifth, got to take him out of the game. Well, no, there's 3:43 left. Let him play. Who cares?
Yeah, I didn't understand that one. And then they bring him back in. Jaren, by the way, 6 of 18 from the field. He got to the free throw line 12 times. So it was, again, that aggressive Jaren Jackson Jr., or I should say Trip or Triple J. Don't want to upset anybody out there. But the fact that he's been as aggressive as he's been his entire career over the last several weeks, maybe month, is impressive to me. The one thing he wasn't aggressive at, and I know he's the power forward, but at times he's the center, depending on Tillman. And he had 3 rebounds. So Sabonis was destroying them with 26 rebounds. You're Jaren Jackson Jr., you have to get more than 3 rebounds. You have to. And that was one area that I didn't like about him. But as far as the aggressive Jackson, it's the much better Jackson.
Yeah, offensively, what he continues to do is fantastic. That it's a broken record as far as the rebounding goes. He's got to be a better rebounder, whatever that is. Now, I guess if the foul issues, if that is whatever, but the bottom line is, with his size, with his athleticism, he should be a better rebounder. That's a guy that should be getting double-digit rebounds on a regular basis. I mean, the offense, what he does offensively shows like just how strong, big, athletic he is. Well, use that on the rebounding side to get more rebounds. The Matt Hurt thing, dude, it's pretty incredible for to just step in, like you're called up that day, you're thrown into a game that night at the NBA level, you're making your NBA debut. But that dude, as far as the shooting, the 3 goes, is on such a heater right now that I don't know that it even matters. Because he had, in his last 5 games with the Hustle, he was shooting 67% from 3-point range. And that's on 7 attempts per game. Like, it's not like he's taking 2 a game. I think he was 23 of 35 or whatever. Then he steps in last night, makes his first 2 threes. Like, right now, that dude is just on a heater from 3-point range.
Well, he gets called up because of the deficiency in players, gets his opportunity, plays 23 and a half minutes. Because they only had 8 guys in uniform, so they had to give guys rest. He plays 23 and a half minutes. And as you said, he hits 2 of 3 threes. Now, I missed the first 2. I'm flipping back and forth. I missed the first 2. Late in the game, before they pulled him out with about, 4 minutes to go, 5 minutes to go, I saw the one he missed. It looked like a shot put. I go, is that how he shoots his 3? It looked weird. It was like maybe he was trying to beat the clock or something. I go, that's a weird shot. And then I looked up his stats. I go, hey, he was 2 for 3 from 3. He had 10 points. So he certainly contributed. So, yeah, that was great for Matt Hurt to be able to, and I know you say you asked him, he wants to be called Matt, not Matthew. Nice to see that. Nice to see him get that opportunity. He came out early from Duke. I wondered about that. I don't know if staying the full 4 years of eligibility would have made a difference. He lacks that foot speed, but he can shoot the ball. And he certainly helped them compete last night. So, again, you hate to say moral victory, A for effort. These are professional basketball players. This isn't high school or grade school. You give the kid a pat on the back, a little trophy, and an orange wedge. But at least for Grizzlies fans who have suffered through a horrible season, yes, the players have, the organization has, but they'll be fine. They'll look at their bank account. They'll be okay. Fans take it a lot more to heart than even players do a lot of times. And especially if you bought season tickets to see a walking mash unit, you're at least happy to see that when you go to these games with all these guys out, and a couple of the guys are coming back, Desmond Bain will be back. Marcus Smart, they're not season-ending injuries. But what you're seeing right now is a team that at least is competing.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. Steven Adams will be back next year. Hopefully. But at least you're seeing those guys out there playing hard and competing. They're not waving the white flag.
The games are fun. Like the games have been fun. Like they've competed. Games have been close. It's not like they're going out getting beat by 30 every single night. And it's, I mean, some of these, getting to see G.G. Jackson develop, getting to see some of these guys, realizing because of the fact that this isn't like you're in a complete rebuild and you're like, oh gosh, this is like, how long is it going to take before these guys are going to be ready to compete, like type thing? Mm-hmm. You're getting other guys back, some this season, again, hopefully, but your idea is like next season we'll be fully healthy. And then you go, okay, now we've discovered some guys who can be a part of that rotation, who can contribute, and it gives you hope. And, these guys are out there, basically playing either one for their NBA life to try and make the league or keep a spot in the league, or trying to find a way, a spot in the rotation, whether it's here or elsewhere. And they're all playing hard. So the games have been much more fun than I thought they would be with all the injuries. I thought it would just be miserable because I thought they're going to be losing by like 30 every night, and nobody wants to watch that. But they've been generally just about every game has been entertaining.
All right, let me ask you both, Zach, jump in on this question. Now, obviously there's going to be some changes. There could be a trade or two even before the trade deadline. Maybe they'll trade, maybe they won't trade, whatever the case may be. But off season, there's decisions to be made. Tillman's a free agent, all that stuff. Okay, but let's just, for the sake of this discussion, have a little fun with it. Now we have seen Vince Williams develop the way he has, and he's gotten a contract out of it, a multi-year contract. We've seen what G.G. Jackson is capable of doing, right? So take every player on this roster into consideration and just assume that everybody is healthy for next year. And let's assume that Taylor Jenkins uses a 10-man rotation. He goes deep on his rotation. So let's go 10. Give me your 10 rotation, your 10-man rotation. Who's out of the mix? And again, some of these players could be traded early, could be traded before the deadline this year, could be traded next year before the season started. Your obvious starters, and follow me on this and jump in. Steven Adams is healthy, and he's back. There's your starter, Jaren Jackson Jr., Desmond Bain, John Morant, right? We all agree on those four. Who's the fifth starter?
Marcus Smart.
Is it Smart?
Yes.
Absolutely. Okay, so we go Marcus Smart for the starter. Because I didn't know if they could do Vince or Kennard or do something. Okay, and again, Kennard may be gone too, but that's your 5 starters. Who are your 5 in the rotation? I mean, I think it's pretty easy, but I just wanted to get your thoughts on it. I talked to some other people about this. Who are your 5 in the rotation off the bench?
It would be Kennard. Brandon Clark.
Right. Vince Williams.
Santi. And
you in agreement, Zach, so far? So am I.
So there's one more?
One more, because we're going to go 10 in his rotation. He may go 9, who knows, but who's the other guy?
So you're choosing between Gigi, Roddy, Derrick Rose, Tillman, Zaire.
I wouldn't play any of them. Honestly, I would go with a 9-man rotation.
Roddy, by the way, last night had 10 rebounds. That's effort. That's not a big guy. He's strong, like Bull, but he's not tall. He had 10 rebounds. Jaren had 3. But, no, you got to pick a 4. You got to pick a 10th, rather.
I'm throwing Gigi in as number 10.
See, I would throw Gigi in as well. I think he showed me enough, but I don't know if that's the way they would go. So let's say we put Gigi in there. So look what it leaves out, right? It leaves out Conchar. It leaves out Zaire. It leaves out Roddy. What I'm saying is that these guys are expendable. if that's the way you go. But again, Kennard could be dealt. So there's a lot of things that could happen, but you're seeing some of these players step up now where you have faith in them, right? Before the season started, Vince Williams was an afterthought. I don't even know if he was a thought. Like, it was in their minds. G.G. Jackson he's going to develop down in South Haven. Now you look at this and go, Vince Williams is not only a rotation player, but you could even see him in the future being a starter. G.G. Jackson, you look at him and you go, I think he's definitely a rotation player. And you may have learned a little bit about other guys. Zaire's hot and cold, mostly cold. He did have a great game against Orlando on Friday. But where do you go from there? And I think it also spells the final days after this season unfortunately for D. Rose, for Tillman. Conchar, I really believe he will be dealt. So the ones that really come to mind are Laravia, Roddy, and Zaire, and what their future is. Because Vince and Gigi have come out of nowhere, seemingly, to kind of take over those spots. We in agreement here?
I don't believe Gigi will be in the rotation next year. Not a regular part of the rotation.
You don't believe it?
No.
Okay. All right. I mean, I don't feel 100% he will, but I'm with Zach on that one. If it's not Roddy and you have to pick that 10th, if it's not Gigi and you have to pick that 10th guy, is it Roddy? Is it Zaire? Is it Conchar? And again, if you're just tuning into this discussion, we know that some of these guys will not be back, obviously, and there will be more than likely deals. But
in that situation,
scenario,
if you're going to say they're going to play 10, like
yes.
you're doing at 10, I think they would go with Roddy.
They would go with Roddy? Okay. I think Roddy, to me, is good enough to be part of the rotation, or at least a deeper guy on the bench for the future. I like Roddy. I think Roddy has shown me enough. Obviously, Vince Williams has shown me a lot, and I had a lot of faith in Vince Williams. G.G. Jackson, I think, has already shown me enough. Zaire, I don't see him in the future. The guy is too inconsistent. Laravia, forget about it. And I do think there might be a team out there that wants a veteran guy like Conchar. I think he might be a tradable asset. You're not going to get, you're not getting Jason Tatum for him. But I just see that him maybe being something valuable.
Can we get Jaylen Brown?
Yeah, Jaylen Brown's a stronger possibility. So, anyway, also NBA last night, Dylan was doing things. I know you were calling the hustle game. Did you know what Dylan did last night?
I saw what Dylan did.
He poked the bear.
Dylan's still being an idiot.
Dylan the villain, flagrant foul on LeBron and then taunting LeBron. Of course, the Rockets did beat the Lakers. They got the last laugh, 135-119. But Dylan thinks, I guess, he's in that same category, that same tier as LeBron James.
Did Jared Vanderbilt, when he got ejected, did he grab one of the little tails coming off of Dylan's hair? Is that what he he reached out, did he flick the little tail?
No, he put his finger to his head. He almost poked him in his head.
I thought he flipped one of the little hair things.
That would be kind of weird if you're flipping somebody's hair.
What? It's also a little weird to have the two little tails coming off the back of your head. Most guys don't have that, but Dylan did last night. He had two tails.
Right.
And I couldn't see what Vanderbilt did to him. I couldn't tell if he just poked him in the head or if he reached out. I thought at first he was grabbing one of the tails, but I couldn't tell for sure what he did. So I didn't know for what it was.
So Vanderbilt poked the duck. Literally poked the duck, the Oregon Duck, after Dylan poked. Yeah, after Dylan poked the bear, LeBron James.
It's just some of the comments afterwards, though, from all the Lakers players are just, obviously talking because Dylan, not only did he get the flagrant on LeBron, he also pushed Vanderbilt when he was airborne on a dunk. That's why Vanderbilt was upset with him and ended up getting into it, getting ejected. But LeBron wouldn't talk about Dylan, but everybody else wanted to talk about Dylan.
Yeah, he's still a very polarizing figure in the NBA, no question about it. Folks, a great option for tailgating, a great option for your March Madness parties, and, of course, a great option for Super Bowl Sunday is to have the Crazy Coop Cater. Their delicious hot wings and sides. The Crazy Coop at 7199 Highway 64 between Appling and Kirby Whitten, and the Crazy Coop Express at 1315 Ridgeway off Poplar. Yes, you could stop by and enjoy those delicious wings while watching any of the big sporting events on their big screen TVs. But when you're thinking Super Bowl, you're thinking Super Bowl parties, again, let the Crazy Coop cater your event. Give them a call. Find out more about their catering options. The Crazy Coop with the best hot wings in town. Why are they so good? 27 amazing chicken wing seasonings, like the mango habanero, the sweet taste of mango, followed by the heat, or the sweet maple bourbon. The taste will remind you of chicken and waffles. You can go real hot if you like the crazy sweet lemon pepper or the crazy suicide. And if you can't take the heat, get the 4-cheese roasted garlic or the barbecue bacon bourbon. That's just some of the amazing chicken flavorings they have for their delicious chicken wings at the Crazy Coop. You can get the whole wings, party wings, and boneless wings. Ask about their crazy packs, also those big delicious chicken tenders. And at the Bartlett location, you got the full menu so you can enjoy the catfish sandwiches, the juicy half-pound burgers, all the great sides like the fried okra, the green tomatoes, the fried dill pickles. You can find them, and I suggest you follow them on Instagram and Facebook. They're open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. until 9 p.m. You can call in your order, pick up yourself, or have any of the services delivered to your home or office. So for lunch today, dinner tonight, anytime during any of the big sporting events like the Super Bowl and March Madness, think the Crazy Coop. You've tried the rest, try the best hot wings in town. That's the Crazy Coop. Just underway on a Tuesday. This is Sports 56 Mornings with Greg and Eli on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio, we are Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Hewlett & Dunn Boot and Clothing Company, we have it all. From handmade Amish leather belts, fine and casual clothing, boots, casual boots, work boots, fancy boots, and even safety-toed boots. Lots of cowboy hats to choose from, even Nebo lights, good-looking duck head dress shirts, duck head caps, shorts, and pants. Tons of jeans from Ariat, Wrangler, Devil Dog, and Kimes Ranch jeans. At Hewlett & Dunn, we have a great selection of Old South t-shirts and caps. Fine clothing from dress to casual to Sunday best. Enjoy choosing from UFO's orthopedic-approved shoes. Hewlett & Dunn Boot and Clothing Company. Boots of every size, every color, every skin. Great quality Western, work, and safety toe boots. Hewlett & Dunn Boots and Clothing Company. 111 North Center Street, Collierville. Hewlett & Dunn. Hewlett & Dunn, serving you and your family since 1961.
Top 25 ranked Memphis basketball is back at FedEx Forum Wednesday, January 31st at 7 o'clock for the Memphis State throwback game. Come out as we throw it back to the days of the Mid-South Coliseum. Memphis State t-shirts and exclusive Penny Hardaway poster giveaway for the first 3,000 fans. You don't want to miss out on all the fun of Memphis State Throwback Night. Purchase your tickets at GoTigersGo.com/tickets.
The holidays are over and everyone has that little bit of Christmas money they didn't have a month ago. And studies have shown the best way to spend money you did nothing to earn is to do something extravagant, like taking yourself and others, if necessary, to 117 Prime, Memphis's premier downtown dining destination. Meemaw may not have intended that crisp Benjamin to go to having the best steak of your life, but she didn't specify what it should be spent on, did she? Go ahead. Feel all warm and fuzzy knowing that somebody else is footing the bill for 117 Prime.
Let's make this the new year to drive your new Kia home from Gossett Kia on the Pike. Bobby J's waiting to put you in a new Kia today, so come hit the road with 41 MPG Highway and 2024 Kia Forte LXS, $239 a month, $27.99 due at signing. Or get 7-passenger seating in a 2023 Kia Sorento LX. We Gossett at $319 a month, $34.99 due at signing. And if you want your new ride to be a 2024 Kia Telluride LX, we Gossett at $449 a month, $34.99 due at signing. All 36-month lease plus Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. So get to Gossett Kia today, 1900 Covington Pike. Online, KiaCovingtonPike.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
All 650 acquisition fee. Forte RE722-812, MSRP 21,590. Sorrento PG 242-710, MSRP 33,010. Telluride RG 462822, MSRP 38,705. Includes all rebates and incentives. Must finance through Hyundai. Excludes tax title and license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 1/31/2024 with approved credit. Dealer stock only.
Sports 56 traffic brought to you by Curfew.
Enjoy the ultimate dining experience at Curfew. Tuesday is Ladies' Night with $8 Cosmos, lemon drops, and daiquiris. Curfew American Tavern Craft Cocktails, your new destination. 164 Union Avenue, main floor of the Canopy Hotel.
Sports 56 traffic.
Good morning. It looks much better now on 55 northbound. Coming up through parts of DeSoto County where we had a crash earlier near State Line Road. Traffic's on the increase out here, I-40 westbound. Here comes that traffic now out of Fayette County headed towards Shelby County on I-40 westbound, passing 269 all the way up to Witten Road. Hey, Weimer's Jewelry, 7525 Highway 64 is your Valentine's Day headquarters. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Now back to Sports 56 Mornings on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by East Memphis Ace Hardware at the corner of White Station and Quince. Here once again are Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
Some text here on the Grizzlies. Matt texted. He says there's absolutely no proof that Jenkins is a great coach. Should have been replaced 2 seasons ago. Sad thing is he'll get a pass because of the injuries, but his in-game coaching consistently leaves a lot to be desired.
Okay, yes and no. There have been certainly times that we've talked about questionable rotations and players that were on the bench longer than they should have been. We mentioned, you brought up the Jaren Jackson Jr. deal from last night. It made no sense why you took him out with 3.5 minutes to go with 5 fouls. Let him just play it out. But this is a team that finished second overall in the West the previous 2 years. And yes, injuries are a part of it, sure, but come on, man. I mean, his hand that he has been dealt is rough. You wonder if they had the full arsenal, what they would have been able to do the last 2 years, and certainly what they would be able to do this year. Now, I watch him coach up a patchwork team of, it's like the island of misfit toys. Got guys in there for hardship reasons, 10-day contracts, two-way guys, and yet they're competitive as hell against good teams. So I don't know. I know he's well regarded. I know he's well respected. I think to throw it on him when they are dealing with not only a few injuries, but a rash of injuries to their best players, I can't blame it on Taylor Jenkins. I think he is a good coach. Is he a great coach? No, he's not a great coach, but I think he's the right guy for the job. I
called him great earlier. That's why, Mac.
Did I say? Well, I wouldn't say great coach, but I'd say a very good coach. I don't think he's an average coach. I don't think he's a bad coach. I think he's a very good coach. And who knows, again, if he had the full arsenal. I can't stress this enough. Everybody knows this. It's not one guy that missed time. Ja's suspensions, Adams' injury last year, postseason. Every single time. Well, 2 years in a row, and now, of course, this year, injuries have reared their ugly head. That's not his fault. What could he have done with the full arsenal in the postseason? We'll never know, at least from the past, but maybe in the future we'll find out, unless people think that really he isn't a good coach and should be made a scapegoat and should be fired, but that's not going to happen. I don't see any way in hell that they're making any type of change with their head coach. Again, I would question a couple of the moves, but who am I to question those? I mean, I guess I have the platform to do it, but that guy knows what he's doing. I don't see how you can criticize that coach to that extent, where you think he's a bad coach or you don't think he's a really good coach.
Yeah, I don't. Certainly, yes. This year, it's a pass for everybody. Basically, you can't judge anything out of this season. What
about the last 2 years?
I don't think Taylor Jenkins is as bad as some think he is. I certainly don't think Taylor Jenkins is as good probably as you think he is. It has been unfortunate that they've never been able to get to the postseason with a healthy roster to see what they would be able to do. So I don't know. It's always been hard because in the important situations they've generally been injured and they've had to deal with that. So I don't really know. I still don't really know what Taylor Jenkins is as a head coach, unfortunately.
Yeah, but you can only judge him on what he's been able to do with the full arsenal. And that's finished second in the West 2 straight years. Second in the West 2 straight years. In the competitive West.
Maybe another coach would have had him first in the West.
Yeah, but come on. We know that at least it's second place in the West with Taylor Jenkins.
In the postseason has gotten him.
Which, again, I think you could absolutely chalk it up to the injuries, the suspensions. How can you blame, I'm not saying you, but how can you blame Taylor Jenkins on that? Again, I'll give it to the texter. If I said great, I use that term loosely, but he's very good, and I'll stick with very good.
Drew texted, says the Grizzlies are polar opposites of the Tigers at this point. Less talented than their opponents, but play super hard.
Okay. I see where he's coming from.
Certainly, I think you can make that case.
Doesn't that come down to effort? Doesn't that always come down to effort? This team that was fielded by Jenkins last night was all effort. You have Jaren Jackson Jr. Now, Jaren Jackson Jr. is not a superstar, but he's star status around the league. Defensive Player of the Year last year. Obviously a very, very good player. All the rest of the guys are a hodgepodge. So it's effort. David Roddy to go out there and get 10 rebounds on a night when Sabonis had 26. That's effort. That's effort. With the Tigers, that's been questioned over the last several games, is the effort.
Another texter says, I would let Zaire, Ronnie, and LaRavia all go. I would even let Triple J go if his contract is up. It is not. I could find somebody to get me those points and more rebounds. He's still making the same fouls he made when he first came in the league. Zaire is too inconsistent. Rowdy is too slow and tries to do too much. LaRavia, no words, not an NBA player.
Yeah, that's 2 tiers of guys, right? The first 3 are role players, marginally for some. The other one, again, is a star-esque player. But I understand some people saying that. I said it a lot last year about Jaren Jackson Jr.
Jaren Jr.'s contract is one of the best in the NBA.
Literally.
And it's going down. Like that's what's weird. He's got the contract. His contract goes down money over the next 2 years. Like Jaren Jackson Jr. in 2 years at $23 million will be one of the great bargains in the NBA.
Yeah.
Like $23 million is like a 7th guy anymore. Those are like barely starters that make $20 million. Jaren Jackson Jr., this is one of the great, I'm telling you, in 2 years, that'll be one of the great bargains there is in the NBA.
Yes, but before he got the new contract, I was one that said, for the right package, I'd be willing to deal him. This was the less aggressive Jackson. This was and he still has the issues with the rebounding, that trip. Now it's a lot different. He's more aggressive, especially in the offensive end. He still needs to become a better rebounder. He does still have a lot of tendencies to get into foul trouble. There's no question. So it's not ludicrous what the person's saying. But now with the new contract and that it is team savvy, let's just say, I think that Jaren Jackson Jr. is going to be here for a long time.
If he was making the $50 million that those people make, then you could start talking about whether. But with this contract, certainly not right now. You wouldn't be thinking at all about getting rid of Jaren Jackson Jr. In 2 years, when the contract is expiring, and you know that if you're going to keep him, it's going to cost you the $50-60 million a year. That's when you have to start making decisions about Jaren Jackson Jr.
Yeah. Now, as far as the other guys are concerned, what you try to avoid is eating money. You don't want to cut a guy and absorb that money you owe that person. But if you are in desperation for a roster spot to open up, that's what you would have to do if you couldn't make any type of deal. And it takes 2 to tango, as everyone knows. How interested are other teams around the league for guys like LaRavia, Zaire, Roddy. They were all first-round picks, but I'm not so sure that the interest is high.
David, talking about Taylor Jenkins, says his in-game adjustments and rotations suck. That's my biggest. The rotations are bizarre to me at times. So that's my biggest thing about Taylor Jenkins that drives me crazy is the rotations.
Well, when he would pull Bain and Ja off the floor at the same time, that drove me crazy. But he got away from that when they started to play for that short time period, 9 games. This year, when Ja returned from the suspension, he would have one of those guys kind of stagger where he would be on the court and the other one would go to the bench and get his rest. And then there were times, too, now when Ja was out for the year before, which was just a few games after that, Dez got hurt again, but Dez and Jackson would stagger. You have to have at least one of those guys on the floor always, because you take those 3 guys out of the game, then you're giving your opponent a chance to run roughshod over you, in my opinion.
Yeah, I have some with that, but it's just what's always weird to me is how guys will go like 3 games without playing, and then suddenly they're the first guy off the bench in the next game, and it's like
that may be.
What, I don't even know where we're coming from with this. Like John Contra will be DNP, 6th man. 30 minutes. Like, what? How'd that happen? Xavier Tillman will go from starting to then the next 4 games he doesn't play. You're like, what is happening?
Yeah, we talked about that a lot here on the show. I wonder if that's all analytics driven. That they look at it and they go, Conchar matches up better against this dude for this opponent, but he's not a good matchup in these games against this opponent, so we're not going to play him. It has to be. There's no other reason, unless there's another injury that we are not privy to, that information. The guy's not feeling well. He had a bad hot dog earlier in the day, and he's throwing up before the game starts. Unless it's something like that, the only thing I can think of is they look at the analytics and go, this guy's a better matchup here, and he's not a good matchup there.
Moving can be stressful, but when you have the professionals to help you, it certainly takes a lot of that stress and worry out of the process. And the professionals to call, that would be Black Tie Moving. They can take a lot of the stress and worry out of that moving process for you, whether you're going across town, whether you're moving across country, home, office, whatever it is. The folks at Black Tie Moving are there to take care of you and your belongings and make sure they get where they're going without any problems. All you got to do, give them a call, 901-316-6196, or you can go to their website at blacktiemoving.com/Memphis. Talk with the folks at Black Tie Moving, and they work with you coming up with a plan for your move that fits your needs, number one, and also fits your budget. And you do get a no-obligation quote up front, so you know exactly what it's going to cost. And throughout the move, well, then you get your moving concierge who's available there to answer any questions that you have, anything that might come up during the move. They've got somebody there to answer those questions for you. Again, taking a lot of the stress and worry out of the process. That's what they're doing at Black Tie Moving. They've got an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. They've got 5-star ratings all over the place online. Nobody better in the business than Black Tie Moving. Again, 901-316-6196 or go to blacktiemoving.com/Memphis.
All right, when we come back, I wanted to talk a little bit about what we started to discuss yesterday, the U.S. Olympic team. Also, Tigers basketball news, plenty of news from the college football world. We'll open up hour number 2 with Humdinger's Trivia, and then at 8:25, Jeff Crane from the University of Memphis. This is Sports 56 Mornings with Greg and Eli on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio, we are Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
You or someone you know or care about has dealt with a difficult divorce. When facing divorce, you need the attorneys at Rice Law. Nick and Larry Rice lead the firm with 3 generations and 7 decades of experience. Located in Memphis, serving the entire state of Tennessee and North Mississippi. Rice Law is who you need to call. Simple or difficult divorce, they know how to handle it. Call Rice Law at 901-526-6701, or for more information, visit them at aboutdivorce.com. That's aboutdivorce.com.
Some people just know the best rate for you is a rate based on you with Allstate. Not one based on Carol. She's more focused on hitting a high note than the car in front of her. Why pay a rate based on anyone else? Get one based on you with DriveWise from Allstate.
Not available in Alaska or California, subject to terms and conditions. Rates are determined by several factors, which vary by state. In some states, participation in DriveWise allows Allstate to use your driving data for purposes of rating. While in some states, your rate could increase with high-risk driving. Generally, safer drivers will save with DriveWise. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
At Jason's Deli, when you're dining in or picking up curbside, you can expect wholesome food and no surprises, just delicious sandwiches, crisp salads, and quick quality meals made with the freshest ingredients and no artificial trans fats, MSG, high fructose corn syrup, or artificial colors and dyes. Around here, a lot of thought goes into what we put into our food and what we take out of it, because you're not just taking a bite, you're getting a taste of who we are. New items are constantly being created to expand our menu for all tastes and special diets with vegan and gluten-free options available. Convenience and on-time delivery you can count on. It's just a click away at jasonsdeli.com, so whether you need to feed 5 people or 5,000, the team at Jason's Deli, they have the credentials and the commitment to keep you satisfied. Freshness is nearby at Jason's Deli with locations at Ridgeway in the Park Place Center, Poplar and Highland, Germantown Road in Cordova, and on Goodman Road in Olive Branch. Jason's Deli. It's wholesome food and no surprises.
What does it feel like to file with TaxSlayer and get your guaranteed maximum refund? It feels like the last level of a video game, facing off against the final boss who stands between you and your refund.
All your refund is belong to me.
Using the power of TaxSlayer like a secret power-up he doesn't see coming.
Only the most tax confident can defeat me.
Throwing your laptop at his video game face and watching him crumble into a giant pile of shiny coin tax refunds.
Oh, not fair. You use TaxSlayer.
Save up to 80% when you file with TaxSlayer. Start for free.
I'm Gary York. I'm the service director at Lexus in Memphis. Our service department wants to be more than just a place where you get your oil changed. We do glass repair, windshield replacement, recalibration of your camera and sonar systems, even wheel repair, tire replacement, all the things you would expect from a luxury automotive dealer. Please check out our website. You can schedule your appointment, check out our specials, hours of operation, or if you'd like to do it in person, please reach out to one of our associates at 901-271-5199.
Now, back to Sports 56 Mornings on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by East Memphis Ace Hardware at the corner of White Station and Quince. Here once again, Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
We talked a little bit about this yesterday. The USA basketball player pool is at 41, but it's subject to change, and obviously, a lot can happen. Injuries can happen. Players can have long runs in the postseason, decide they don't want to be on the Olympic team, don't want to play in the Olympics. There's a lot of things that could factor into it. But right now, of these 41 players, if we just assume for a second that they're all available, this is almost impossible to come up with 12, a 12-player team. Now, if all these guys are going to be available when it's all said and done, the U.S. has no excuses not to win the gold. And I know there are a lot of really good teams around the world. It's been proven, especially over the last decade to 2 decades. But come on. The names on this list, which includes, if people didn't see this when it came out, Desmond Bane and Jaren Jackson Jr. from the Grizzlies. But Zach and Eli, let's have a little fun with this. Let's come up with the 12 if they're all available. Okay? Zach, will you mark these down for me so we can keep up with the 12? All right. So, LeBron James is a given at 39, right? He wants to play, he's playing. Steph Curry, same deal, right? Tell me if I'm wrong. Steph Curry, given. Kevin Durant, given. Right? Who are the other ones that are absolute? They want to play, they're automatic. Is Anthony Davis? I would think so, right?
Mm-hmm.
Again, they can be injured. I understand all that stuff. Joel Embiid is given. Here's your 2 bigs right there. Embiid, Davis. So we got Embiid, Davis, Brown, Steph Curry, and who did I say? Kevin Durant, right? Kawhi on the team. Any disagreements? It'd be 6. I think Bam Adebayo would be on the team as well. Yay, nay?
Not if you have Embiid and Davis, though.
Okay, so we'll put him on the side. You're good with Kawhi, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's 6. We got already half the team. Now, where do you go with the guards? Is Kyrie Irving still Olympic quality? You got Curry already. We talked about Curry. Where is Kyrie? Where is De'Aaron Fox? Where is Anthony Edwards? Where is James Harden? Where is Halliburton? Where is Devin Booker? Where is Jalen Brunson? Damian Lillard? Jaylen Brown? Who are we taking out of those guys? What do you think? Chris Paul, forget about it, right? That's done. That ship has sailed. Jason Tatum's on the team, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's 7, right? Let's put Tatum down. So now we got 7. Booker's on the team, right?
I would take Booker, yes. He's
Zach, you good with Booker?
I'm good with Booker.
Okay, put him down. That's 8. So now we're 8.
It's not. You only got one point guard on the team right now.
Okay, so who we putting in?
Lillard to me would be on the team.
You go with Lillard, Zach?
I'm fine with Lillard.
Lillard, put him down. That's 9. Now we're at 9. Okay? Now, you got to throw another guard in there, right? Is it Halliburton? Is it Kyrie? Is it Anthony Edwards? Who we thinking here? Jaylen Brown. We're sitting here at 9.
I would put, if it was me, and I don't know if they will, but I would want Anthony Edwards on this team.
I don't know if they will either. Zach, what do you think?
I think you have to have some of the, because to me, you have to have some of these young guys who are going to be the next wave of like the guys on the Team USA. You want them to be a part of this, and Edwards is certainly one of those guys.
Right. And I was thinking to myself, it was going to be either, or at least for me, it was going to be either Brunson or Halliburton.
Halliburton, I would Halliburton certainly because of his ability to shoot and his willingness to distribute.
Is he too much like Lillard?
Who, Tyrese Halliburton?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, so let's go Halliburton. Then we're up to 10. Would they put somebody like an Austin Reeves on there? Kind of a Swiss Army knife?
If you're telling me all 41 of those players are available and Austin Reeves makes a team, they should fire everybody with Team USA.
Okay, all right.
Fair enough. Everybody on USA basketball should be fired immediately.
Fair enough. It's not always the biggest names, but okay. What about Jimmy Butler?
I would not have him on that team with those people.
Okay, we're at 10. I think Paolo Banchero will be on the team. I think it comes down to Banchero Jackson.
Banchero falls in the same category as Anthony Edwards. Like, if Ja had been healthy, Ja would be a part of that group. Like, you got to get some of these next generation guys who are going to be the cornerstones of Team USA at the next Olympics. And to me, you want them getting experience now.
Are you all right with Banchero?
I'm fine with Banchero.
So that's 11.
No, that's 12. Unless you took did y'all take AD off the list?
You didn't want you said no Davis because you got Embiid and no. We had Anthony Davis. It was Anthony Edwards that we questioned that one. No, we questioned that one right with Edwards. So it's 11. If they went Anthony Edwards, that's your team. But I'm not sure if they go with Edwards. So that would leave off. Gosh darn! I mean, there's so many unbelievable players. We had Booker. We had Durant. So you'd leave off a Drew Holiday, who's a great defensive player. I don't know if they would want to go that way. It would leave off Jaylen Brown. It would leave off Brunson, who's had an unbelievable year. Obviously Chris Paul, but I think his ship has sailed. It would leave off De'Aaron Fox. Paul George. Paul George wouldn't be on the team. Harden wouldn't be on the team. Kyrie wouldn't be on the team. Trae Young wouldn't be on the team. You could really field a second team. But again, there's going to be players that bail out. There's going to be players that get hurt. That's why it's for like a couple of days I've been looking at this thing, racking my brains, trying to come up with the 12. That is really, really tough. But I think we're pretty close to being in agreement. But there's 4 or 5 guys on there that if they want to play, they're playing. Oh, excuse me. They're playing. It's automatic. And after that, it's going to be tough decisions for Team USA basketball coaches and officials.
I remember when after the FIBA tournament ended, and LeBron kind of came out with his several tweets about playing for the Olympics. Like, you had like a handful of people saying that they like LeBron is not going to play for Team USA. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about, but LeBron is playing.
He's playing.
His will it'll be determined simply by how far the Lakers go. If it is a quick playoff,
it's his last hurrah.
If he's out of the playoffs early, he'll play. If they somehow put together a run in the postseason, he won't play.
Yeah, he's not playing in 4 years.
Right.
I'm 43, and he won't even be in the NBA. So LeBron James, I think, unless there's an injury, or as Eli said, if the Lakers somehow went to the finals, it was a long, long postseason, maybe. I think you're right, Zach. I think he's definitely in there.
Yeah.
And those other guys are going to follow. Steph's going to play. Durant's going to play. Those guys are givens. So this is going to be one last run, I think, with all those huge, huge names. But Eli's right that it's important. I don't know how important it is to winning necessarily, because they should win the gold, but you want to integrate some of those younger guys who are stars in their own right for the future Olympic teams.
This time of our program is brought to you by East Memphis Ace Hardware, corner of White Station and Quince is where you'll find them. It's where you'll find everything you need for all those projects around the house. Maybe you've got a painting project where they've got a massive selection of the great Benjamin Moore paints that you can find, and a great staff to help you find that perfect color or whatever it is that you need over at East Memphis Ace Hardware. Of course, they've got the Big Green Egg and all the egg accessories as a platinum dealer of the Big Green Egg. They've got the key fobs where they could save you a lot of money over dealerships and things like that if you need a new key fob for that car. All at East Memphis Ace Hardware, corner of White Station and Quince.
All right, when we come back, we turn our attention to the Tigers, the latest bracketology out there that Joe Lunardi and Jerry Palm and others have put together. We'll go over that. Of course, they dropped out of the top 25. If you missed that news from yesterday, we'll discuss that. We got college football news to get into as well. Jeff Crane from the University of Memphis at 8:25. But before we do anything, it's Humdinger's Trivia. That comes your way right after the top of the hour break. You're tuned in to Sports 56 Mornings with Greg and Eli on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Looking for the most thoughtful, most romantic gift for the one you love this Valentine's? At Genesis Diamonds, celebrating love is what we do. Maybe it's a simple pendant, or maybe it's an exquisite, one-of-a-kind designer ring. Genesis can help you pick out the most memorable and special piece of jewelry for the occasion. And to make it even sweeter, now till Valentine's, whether you spend $199 or $199,000, Genesis will give you some chocolates, fresh flowers, and dinner out at no charge. It's a one-stop ultimate Valentine's experience. When you buy any piece of beautiful jewelry, we'll give you a bouquet of beautiful flowers, some yummy chocolates, and a gift card for dinner at Restaurant Iris. So join us at Genesis Diamonds. See our spectacular collection of rings, earrings, pendants, bands, bracelets, and more. Priced from $199 to $199,000. Let our non-commissioned experts help you find that perfect ring that'll warm their heart and, for years to come, be a symbol of your love. And we'll throw in the chocolates, flowers, and dinner as our treat. Happy Valentine's Day from Genesis Diamonds. On Poplar at Perkins Extended. Limited quantity. See store for details.
It's a new year, and Family Leisure has a new way to bring family and fun together. All you have to do is walk into Family Leisure and look around. All those floor model patio sets you see, those have got to go. So Family Leisure can make room for all the new sets coming. Get a wicker sofa set for under $2,000. Pool tables under $1,500. Theater seating for under $2,000. Hot tubs for $4,000 or just for yourself. If you really want to lounge, they're under $5,000. Need patio cushions? Get them as low as $25. Oh, have you seen those infrared steam saunas? Well, now they and the traditional saunas are 25% off. It may just be the first few weeks of 2024, but that doesn't mean you can't start getting ready for summer. Two final things. Purchase your above-ground pool now and get first in line for installation, and take advantage of special financing that's available. Family Leisure, Whitten Road and I-40, bringing the family and the fun back together.
All 650 acquisition fee. Forte RE722-812, MSRP 21590. Sorrento PG 242-710, MSRP 33010. Telluride RG 462822, MSRP 38705. Concludes all rebates and incentives. Must finance through Hyundai. Excludes tax, title, and license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 1/31/2024 with approved credit dealer stock only. Hey, Jeff Allen, Happy New Year, dude. Hey, what's happening over there at Gossett Kia South Mount Moriah?
Let's start the new year off right in your new Kia with 41 MPG Highway 2024 Kia Forte LXS $239 a month, $27.99 due at signing. Got a big family? Get a 2023 Kia Sorrento LX $319 a month, $34.99 due at signing. Plus a 2024 Kia Telluride LX $449 a month, $34.99 due at signing. All 36 months lease.
And every Gossett Kia comes with Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty.
And stop by and see the all-new EV9 all-electric SUV. So whether you live in Horn Lake, South Haven, Olive Branch, or Memphis, you'll be happy at Gossett Kia on Mount Moriah.
2680 Mount Moriah or KiaMTMoriah.com.
Roofs, and more roofs. Chris Price here with Metro Builders. Is your roof leaking? Do you have mold stains on the ceiling of your home or business? Is your carrier denying your claim or offering a repair simply because they don't have enough documentation? You need a contractor that performs work for insurance claims for policyholders each and every day, and Metro Builders is here to assist. Call Metro Builders. At Metro Builders, we provide free estimates, consultation, and claim repairs. Metro Builders' process of arriving, inspecting, diagnosing problems, and estimating is second to none, commercial and residential. Our team of Hague-certified technicians are standing by to assist you with providing estimates and photos to your carrier to document your loss. All you owe is what your policy states. No large fees on top of the final scope. We use high-grade materials and are certified by companies like Atlas, CertainTeed, Owens Corning, and Mulehide with labor warranties up to 50 years on all of our jobs. Metro Builders provides roof repairs across the Mid-South. Call Metro Builders to schedule your inspection free. Call me. 901-375-1717. That's 901-375-1717.
Is your home still not warm enough or running out of hot water? Hi, this is Lauren Choate with Choate's Air Conditioning, Heating, and Plumbing, and we've got exciting news for you. Introducing Choate's Carrier Repair Buyback Program. If you've had HVAC or water heater repairs in the past year, you're in luck. Choate's will credit your repair costs up to $1,500 with a brand new HVAC or tankless water heater system. Yep, you heard right. Just bring your repair invoice from the last 365 days and get ready to upgrade your home's comfort. Say goodbye to those chilly nights and inconsistent heating. Choate's has you covered with various low-payment financing plans, making your upgrade more affordable than ever. Imagine a more efficient and reliable system keeping your family cozy all winter long. And here's the best part. This offer is a substantial boost towards a state-of-the-art heating solution. Ready to take the next step? Schedule your free estimate by calling 347-8086. And remember, turn to the experts with Choate's and let our family serve your family.
Listen each and every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. and join Ottawild Presbyterian Church for worship. Ottawild is a PCUSA church located in Midtown Memphis.
We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253DF Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Sports 56 traffic.
Good morning. They're in the clearing stages of a couple of wrecks that happened out here a little bit earlier, including this one at Hickory Hill at Ridgeway Boulevard. They're trying to wrap it up. It's picked up with more volume just in the last 15-20 minutes on 40 West as you come past Abilene all the way up to Sycamore View Road, as that traffic also picks up through South Haven, even more so on 55 northbound. All that traffic flow coming in from DeSoto County. 24/7 reliable crane and rigging services right here in Memphis. It's Tomahawk Crane and Rigging. They're online at tomahawkcrane.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Now back to Sports 56 Mornings on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by James Gaddis Jewelers.
Don't you just love it?
Here once again, Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
Welcome back, everyone. 8:03 the time. Hour number 2 here on Sports 56 Mornings. The Tuesday, January 30th, 2024 edition. Greg Gaston, Eli Savoy, Zach Boyd. We're in the Family Leisure Studios. Family Leisure, where family and fun come together. Their floor model sale continues at 2120 Whitten Road, just north of I-40. Currently, 40 degrees. The sun is shining. Should be a nice day today. A little bit of clouds, but mostly sunny. High of 62 tonight. Mostly clear skies. A low of 35 degrees. By the way, we had the music of Stevie Wonder, the great Stevie Wonder, bringing us back from the commercial. I recommend you watch on Netflix the making of the We Are the World song. Now, everybody knows the story and probably all the participants, but how that all took place as far as kind of infighting a little bit and things of that nature, it is a fantastic documentary. I can't believe it's taken this long for them to put that together, but I watched it last night. It was really, really good. Second hour of the program brought to you by James Gaddis Jewelers. I'll give you more info on them as we get closer and closer, of course, to Valentine's Day, but it is Tuesday. It's time for Humdinger's Trivia.
That's right. And over at Humdinger's, boy, it's all new at Humdinger's. They just had their grand reopening. They've redesigned some things. They've changed the menu a little bit, just adding some new items to the menu. Still got your old favorites on there, but they've added some new items to the menu. You could check it out, humdingersrestaurant.com. They've redone the website as well, and they have that complete new menu up there for you with all of the different things from some great new sandwiches, great new pastas and items that you could choose from. Of course, they've still got their tacos and they still got all their different grilled fish options and their great sides and toppings and all of that. But they've got a new look and, again, some new items on the menu as well over at Humdinger's. Now, they're in the same location. That's over there at Poplar and Massey. You can go check them out, enjoy some of that great food, try some of those new items. And, again, you can check out the entire menu on the website at humdingersrestaurant.com. If you need them to cater an event, they certainly can do that as well over at Humdinger's. So go see them or give them a call for them to cater any event that you have upcoming. If you can answer today's trivia question correctly, well, then you'll get a $25 gift certificate to Humdinger's to go enjoy some of that great food. All you got to do to win is answer via text 901-360-8255, 901-360-8255. Text in those answers, and the first correct answer will get that $25 gift certificate to Humdinger's, the new and improved Humdinger's. And here is today's question. The Chiefs and 49ers, they will become the 8th pair of teams to meet in a Super Bowl rematch. Which two teams played in the last Super Bowl rematch that we had? Which two teams were involved in the last Super Bowl rematch before the Chiefs and the 49ers? 901-360-8255, 901-360-8255. Text in those answers, and again, the first correct answer will get the $25 gift certificate to Humdinger's. Which two teams were involved in the last Super Bowl rematch that we had before this year?
So yesterday, as expected, the Tigers dropped out of the top 25 poll. UConn, number 1, Purdue 2. This is the AP poll. Number 3, North Carolina. Houston, 4. Did Houston end up winning that game last night?
They did indeed. Two top 10 teams went on the road and won last night. Very rare night in college basketball.
Yeah, tough game with Texas. I went to bed right before it was over. I meant to look at the final score, but Houston, number 4. Tennessee comes in at number 5 in the latest AP Top 25. Other schools of note from the SEC, Kentucky 10th, Auburn 16th. Then you have Florida Atlantic from the American at number 20, Alabama in at number 24. The Tigers did receive 48 points, so they would be 28th. So they went from 10th to 19th to outside the top 25. Again, points would accumulate to total 28th if they stretched it that far. I want to go over some of these latest prognostications as far as the brackets are concerned with Memphis. There was some good news, though, for the Tigers during a bunch of, unfortunately, bad news over the last week or so with the 3 straight losses. Javon Quinterly, who has struggled a bit of late, but was named a top 10 candidate for the Bob Cousy Award. Top 10 in the entire nation. The Bob Cousy Award given to the best guard in the NBA's best point guard. And Javon Quinterly is right there in the top 10.
Yeah, good for him.
So he's got that going for himself.
It's kind of like
which is nice.
It's kind of like a watch list. Everybody loves a good watch list. So
yeah,
that's good.
But he's in the final top 10, so that's cool.
Tiger Steve texted in, by the way, and asked me whether I went back and watched the in-game interviews with Andy Kennedy and Penny Hardaway, and yes, I did. And I can't disagree with what most people said. Although people said they don't like it at all. I thought the Andy Kennedy stuff was great.
I thought it was good. It was something different.
I think it is interesting if you get a coach like that who's doing it, because he would basically call out plays and then basically tell you why they're doing this or what he's thinking and what they're trying to do. I think getting in-game insight like that from a coach is pretty darn interesting. And I do think and I don't know what they tell them before the game or whatever when they're setting this up, but I thought when they did Penny at the very beginning, they said to Penny, we're just going to kind of eavesdrop on you. So I don't even know if Penny realized they were going to be asking him questions or if he just thought they're literally just listening in to what happens over the next few minutes.
Yeah, that's why yesterday when describing this, I kind of gave him the benefit of the doubt, either that he didn't hear, he didn't maybe comprehend their questions because they started to ask questions and it was not good. It wasn't good. But again, he signed up for it, so whether or not he was told the wrong information, what they were going to do as far as eavesdrop as opposed to ask questions, it was awkward. Andy Kennedy's first half segment was fantastic. I wouldn't want to see that every game. I wouldn't want to hear that every game, but every once in a while, it's a different perspective. And Kennedy is interesting because he was able to comprehend the question, answer the question, while also barking out instructions to his team. Andy Kennedy seemed like every single play on defense, he's putting his team into positions. And then on offense, obviously, calling out the plays. I mean, every single play. You didn't hear Penny, you heard him calling out certain things, but it wasn't continual like it was with AK. I'm not saying one's right, one's wrong, one's good, one's bad. It's just the difference in their styles as they were coaching during those particular segments.
Yeah, and whether you say that one's, but I think that's just the way Penny, and again, he gives his guys more freedom. It's more of a professionally run offense. It's kind of a bunch of ball screening and letting guys do their thing.
Plus, he's not a real animated guy compared to Kennedy.
Whereas with Andy, it's more sets. They're running set plays just about on every possession.
Right.
But I thought it was interesting just to hear Kennedy talk about trying to change defenses and all the different things. And it was amazing how he was able to switch back and forth basically from yelling at the team to then addressing them and talking with them and then immediately switching back to yelling at the team or whatever. But yeah, I thought the Andy Kennedy stuff was great. And again, I don't know if Penny really understood the fact that they were actually still going to be talking to him because right at the very beginning they say we're just going to kind of eavesdrop on you for this, and so he might have thought they're just listening in, they're not really, it's not a conversation, it's just they want to hear what I'm doing.
Right. Yesterday at the end of the show, Jerry Palm, who joins us every Wednesday, he'll be on tomorrow, texted me where he had Memphis in his bracketology and then released it later on in the morning or early afternoon. But he had already told me, and I shared it with you guys, that he had Memphis as an 8. So Memphis, at one point, Jerry Palm had Memphis as high as a 3, maybe even a 2. He has him as an 8. So Jerry Palm, again, just one guy with brackets, has Memphis as an 8 playing number 9 Nebraska in the East. Who's sitting there number 1 in the East? Connecticut. That's why you try to avoid the 8-9, which is incredible that we're talking about Memphis being in an 8-9. But it could be worse because they still, with another loss or two, could be outside looking in. And Joe Lunardi, whose complete bracket drops today, did tweet out yesterday that Memphis is one of his last 4 buys, meaning that they are squarely on the Joe Lunardi bubble. Our buddy Kerry Miller for the Bleacher Report, who's on with us weekly to talk baseball, but he also covers college basketball. He has Memphis as a 9 in the Midwest, going up against number 8 St. John's. If you're in the 8-9, who are you going to face if you win? The 1. Who's the 1 there? Zach Edey and Purdue. There are others that are out there. Mike DeCourcy has one. Andy Katz has one. I don't know if you have any others pulled up, Eli.
USA Today has Memphis as one of the last 4 in.
So that's similar to Lenardi. Jerry has them still as the highest that I've seen so far as an 8. Carey's got him as a 9. Lenardi and what you just mentioned, that's last 4 in. That's squarely on the bubble. That's where they are. I mean, in that region. It's, again, crazy to think, and we're not even in February yet. Here we are at the end of January after what they did in the non-conference portion of their schedule to sit here and say, wow, maybe at best the 8-9 game? Now, they go on a streak here, win all their games, beat Florida Atlantic twice, win the conference championship, conference tournament championship, maybe beating Florida Atlantic a third time. Yes, certainly they will rise above that. They will move up. There's not a lot of opportunities to move up, but a win over North Texas on the road would be pretty good. A win over SMU on the road would be pretty good. But right now, nobody believes that they can run the table, not the way they're playing. Yeah, it's the old cliche, one game at a time. Tomorrow night, they'll play Rice. Rice is not a good team. They should be able to end that losing streak, and they should be able to go on a winning streak with some of the teams that are going to be coming up. Wichita State, who they already beat in Wichita. Temple's a bad team, even though you play them on the road. So there's still ways to improve. Obviously, there's still a lot of games to be played, but there's not a ton of opportunities because if you lose to East Carolina, if you lose a home game to Tulane, even though you just lost to them there, crippling losses. So can you find your way? But right now, that's more the question, not where the Tigers may end up being and what they could possibly do if they go on a run. Nobody in their right mind thinks they're going on a run right now until they figure out the problems. And when you got players and even coach kind of throwing up their arms, hey, it's here it is. It's right there. We've taught you that. You got to go out there and execute it. And then Malcolm going, I don't know where we go from here. I can't even imagine what practice is like leading into this game tomorrow against Rice because they had that full week to get ready for UAB. And turns out that all that work on defense was all for naught, at least in this particular game against UAB, whose offense averages, 73 a game that they were averaging? 73, 74?
70-something. I don't remember what the exact was.
And go out there and score 97? So can you get cured in a shorter period of time after what just happened, the latest debacle? That's the bigger question.
It was funny going back watching that game early in the game, like midway through the first half. I can't remember exactly what it was, but somewhere kind of midway through the first half. And Jimmy Dykes was about how he didn't know whether UAB could hang around in a game that was trending towards the 90s. And they hung around just fine.
Yep, they're making threes, and they're not usually a three-point shooting team. I heard Wolo yesterday talk about a possible change or two that Penny alluded to in his post-game interview about maybe making a lineup change. And Jason Munz was on with Wolo, and they both came to the conclusion that maybe Naquan Tomlin starts over Nicholas Jourdain, which makes a lot of sense. I'm wondering, I don't think he's a great player by any stretch of the imagination. But should Jalen Young be given more minutes because of his ability to handle the ball so they have a couple of ball handlers out there that with Quinterly, he and Jalen Young can facilitate. So David Jones isn't trying to dribble through 8 people and turn it over 9 times, despite him getting 7 steals, getting 9 rebounds, scoring the ball as he always does. Such a valuable player. He's the MVP of this team. But I just wonder at times, I'm not saying 35 minutes, but maybe more of Young and Quinterly together, especially down deep into a game that's close, to have the ability to have 2 ball handlers. Just a thought.
Again, the way they run their offense, David Jones is going to end up with the ball in his hand going one-on-one a lot. Like, that's what their offense is. It's a good, very professional offense.
I don't mind that, but it's when it's the fast break and he doesn't give up the ball to Quinterly. And Quinterly has turned the ball over at times too, but Quinterly and Young, really, if you think about it, are the only ball handlers they have. You don't want, but you see it, Malco going down the court, even though at times he is actually... he's a bull in a China. What is it? A bull in a China store, and he runs right through everybody and gets down there and gets a layup. I mean, Malco's done things he's never done in his career, but you don't want that. You don't want Malco taking it down the court. You don't want Jourdain taking it down the court. Walton's okay, but he's not the greatest ball handler. A lot of times, those turnovers are just mishandles of the ball, stepping out of bounds, unforced errors, things of that nature. Somebody coming from behind and tipping it. Get the ball into the hands of the ball handlers, and I think Jalen Young could help out in that sense at times, periodically, during a game.
We do have a correct answer in our Humdingers trivia for that $25 gift certificate to Humdingers. And Zach, you're off the hook this week.
Yes.
No tiebreakers needed. We only had one person, I believe, even get the correct answer altogether. Lots of wrong answers, including some answers that literally could not be correct. If you give me two NFC teams, that'd be really hard for them to have met in a Super Bowl once, let alone met in a Super Bowl twice. So, gotta listen, folks. Gotta think. Put the old thinking cap on early in the morning. Couldn't meet in the Super Bowl if you both play in the same conference. But the question was, with the 49ers and Chiefs in a meeting in a Super Bowl rematch, having met just 4 years ago, they become the 8th pair of teams to meet in a Super Bowl rematch. And I asked what the last two teams were that met in what was a rematch of a previous Super Bowl. And the correct answer would be the Patriots. No surprise, the Patriots would be involved, and the Rams. They met in 2019 when it was the Los Angeles Rams. They met in 2002 when it was the St. Louis Rams, but it's still the Rams franchise, and so a Super Bowl rematch as far as that was concerned. So, again, Rams, Patriots, the correct answer. We'll be contacting the one person. Again, I think there's only one out of all these that have the correct answer, and we'll be letting you know how to get your $25 gift certificate to Humdingers.
Congratulations. By the way, Jerry Palm had Tennessee as a 2-seed. Tennessee in action tonight. They will host South Carolina, 14.5-point favorites. He also has both Ole Miss and Mississippi State in the field as 8 seeds, and they will play tonight at the Pavilion. Mississippi State, Ole Miss. We'll have the game for you right here on Sports 56, 98.5 FM, beginning at 7 o'clock, Ole Miss and Mississippi State. Second hour of the program is brought to you by you-know-who, James Gaddis Jewelers at 4900 Poplar between Mendenhall and St. Nick, and on the web at gaddisjewelers.com. James Gaddis Jewelers started on Summer Avenue years and years ago, and then moved to this Poplar Avenue location. They've been there forever. And why they have been able to stand the test of time is because they produce a great product. They are great people. They help you find the right jewelry, and they make sure that they are protecting your assets throughout the course of the history of that jewelry. In other words, 2-3 years from now, you got an issue. You need a cleaning. You need a resetting of a ring. They'll take care of that for you. You don't get that one-on-one at the big box stores. So if you're looking to purchase a diamond ring or something of value like a watch, a Rolex watch, you're going to probably want to look at a couple of different jewelers, right? Make sure you check out James Gaddis Jewelers and talk to James. He's a master jeweler, certified appraiser, diamondologist. He's graded by the Gemologist Institute of America. Those getting engaged this year, especially during Valentine's Day, which is just a couple of weeks away. Maybe you haven't picked out your ring yet. Head on over to James Gaddis Jewelers. They are your bridal, engagement, and anniversary jeweler headquarters. But for all their beautiful jewelry for Valentine's Day or for any time, gemstones of all types, bracelets, necklaces, rings and earrings, pendants, and watches, head on over to James Gaddis Jewelers. They're full Service Jewelers. They got 2 bench jewelers ready to serve you. They will buy your gold, silver, and diamonds, give you top dollar for that. Also, financing, layaway and financing available, as always, at James Gaddis Jewelers. Check them out today. Second hour sponsor of Sports 56 Mornings. We can't thank them enough for being with us for years and years now. 4900 Poplar between Mendenhall and St. Nick, and on the web at GaddisJewelers.com. When we come back, we're talking University of Memphis Athletics. Jeff Crane, Deputy AD, joins us. This is Sports 56 Mornings with Greg and Eli on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Be sure to follow us at Sports 56 WHBQ on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube to watch live video of our shows, stay up to date with station events, and have chances to win prizes. Don't miss out on anything that's going on. Follow us at Sports 56 WHBQ.
Is your wife asking you to stop eating junk food? Well, we have you covered at Humdinger's. It's quick and it's healthy, and most important, it tastes amazing. With many choices from salmon salad to rainbow trout and grilled asparagus. Come visit us for lunch at Humdinger's, 6300 Poplar Avenue. So good, Coach Penny eats with us weekly. Don't forget, Humdinger's offers full-service catering for weddings, social events, or your corporate lunches. You can call 901-260-8292 to find out more.
Make your next grill your last with the Big Green Egg at East Memphis Ace. Smoke, bake, roast, sear, and grill, all with a lifetime warranty. Ready to cook in only 15 minutes with cook temperatures below 200, above 700, and anywhere in between. Change your at-home cooking experience for life with our unmatched, authentic wood-fired grill flavor that has our customers raving. Get your Big Green Egg and all our accessories at East Memphis Ace on the corner of South White Station and Quince Road.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
Let's make this the new year to drive your new Kia home from Gossett Kia on the Pike. Bobby J's waiting to put you in a new Kia today. So come hit the road with 41 MPG Highway in 2024 Kia Forte LXS, $239 a month, $27.99 due at signing. Or get 7 passenger seating in a 2023 Kia Sorento LX. We Gossett at $319 a month, $34.99 due at signing. And if you want your new ride to be a 2024 Kia Telluride LX, we Gossett at $449 a month, $34.99 due at signing. All 36-month lease plus Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. So get to Gossett Kia today, 1900 Covington Pike. Online, KiaCovingtonPike.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
All 650 acquisition fee. Forte RE722-812, MSRP 21590. Sorrento PG 242-710, MSRP 33010. Telluride RG 462822, MSRP 38705. Includes all rebates and incentives. Must finance through Hyundai. Excludes tax title and license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 1/31/2024 with approved credit. Dealer stock only.
When a cold comes on strong, try DayQuil's Severe Honey flavor. The daytime, coughing, aching, stuffy head, fever, honeylicious, power through your day medicine. Powerful cold and flu symptom relief with a honeylicious taste, so a cold won't slow you down. Get back to your day feeling relieved, enjoying the delicious flavor of DayQuil Severe Honey. DayQuil Severe Honey flavor soothes your symptoms with a delicious taste. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
A good friend of mine told me about this awesome place for lunch.
Oh, yeah? What's the name?
Neil's Grill and Bar, where the fat man rocks. Everybody knows Neil.
Where's it located?
It's located in Yorkshire Square off of Quince.
And what's it like?
The best lunch place in Memphis. You know, like real mashed potatoes and gravy. Everything is made from scratch. Monday through Friday, daily lunch specials like Monday, baked chicken. Italian Tuesday, spaghetti, ravioli, Italian spinach, delicious fried catfish. Fried chicken livers every Wednesday, Friday, Salisbury steak, barbecue chicken, or if you just want a vegetable plate, the best veggies in town.
What about the lunch price?
Meat and 2 veggies, $8.95. Meat and 3 veggies, $10.95. And veggie plate, $9.95. Big fat boy portions, man.
Yeah, you're making me hungry.
Come hear the best live local music at Neil's. Eddie Smith plays Sundays 5 to 9, Mondays karaoke, Tuesdays Debbie Jameson, Wednesdays Elmo and the Shades, Thursdays John Williams and the A440 Band at Neil's.
Where the fat man rocks.
Sports 56 traffic.
Good morning. MPD is out here on the scene of a couple of accidents right now. We're just seeing this heavy traffic volume over here waiting for you on 40 westbound between Germantown Parkway and Whitten Road. It's still a lot of traffic trying to make its way up through the Midtown area right now on 240 north up by Lamar, passing Norris as you continue up through South Haven in from DeSoto County. That's heavy, but it's still looking good. 55 northbound all the way up to Brooks and Elvis Presley. Weimer's Jewelry, 7525 Highway 64 is your Valentine's Day headquarters. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Now back to Sports 56 Mornings on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by James Gaddis Jewelers.
To reveal the full spectrum of its dazzling color.
Here once again, Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
Welcome back, everybody. Halfway home on this Tuesday edition of Sports 56 Mornings. Each Tuesday, we get a chance to get some updated information on everything that's happening in the University of Memphis athletics world. We do so with Jeff Crane.
It's time to talk Memphis Tigers athletics. Joining Greg and Eli is University of Memphis Deputy Athletics Director Jeff Crane. Here's Jeff with Greg and Eli.
It is always a pleasure to talk with Jeff. You can follow him on Twitter at jcrane75. He joins us now on Sports 56 Mornings. How are you, Jeff?
Good morning, guys. Doing great.
It's interesting. We've been doing this for several years now, and some weeks are better than others. Obviously, some weeks are great, some weeks not so much. It is a busy week, as you know, as everybody should know, with the Tigers men's basketball team playing 2 home games. The women will play a home game on Thursday. Tomorrow night, it's the Memphis State throwback game, so that's exciting, but obviously the last week or so have been some tough times for the men. We've talked so many weeks about the season, how it was moving along nicely, and then all of a sudden they've hit a roadblock where they need to be able to rip through that barricade and get back to where they were earlier in the season.
Yeah, these seasons are long, and they have some ups and downs, and unfortunately we're in one of those down sides at the moment, but no doubt our guys will turn the corner and get back to where they need to go. And now's the time we need the support. We need to crawl out of this streak that we're on. And when we return home, as we've seen, our fans can really make a difference in FedEx. And so we're hoping for a big crowd and help push our guys back into that win column. And you're right, on tomorrow night, we've got Rice in town at 7 o'clock, and it'll be our Memphis State game. We were selling tickets at the throwback Coliseum pricing of $13, and we sold several thousand of those at that price. And we'll have throwback posters and Memphis State T-shirts for fans when they come in. So lots of fun things happening tomorrow night.
I was really hoping you were going to play the game at the Coliseum. You couldn't pull that off?
Yeah, that would have been pretty cool. I will say that I've had the opportunity to go in there a couple times in the last couple of years, and I don't think it's ready for anything to be played in there, to be honest.
Have you really gone in there?
You don't think it's up to standards? You don't think they'd allow that?
So what?
Yeah, no, I have.
Okay, so why? Number one, and number two, what did you see in there? Were you attacked by anybody or anything?
Yeah. No, I was in there with a couple of other people. I wouldn't have gone in there by myself. I'll tell you that right now. But yeah, we were actually going in there. We have some things that have been stored in there over the years, and so we were just kind of getting an assessment of what we have that's in there. There's some old lockers and all. I mean, I'll tell you what, it is a smorgasbord of things that have been collected in the Coliseum over the years. But it was very interesting. I could see what a great venue that was with the fans just kind of on top of the floor. I can only imagine what that was like. But what a great venue it must have been.
I had no idea the reason they've kept it up all these years is because you guys are still using it as a storage closet. That's...
Yeah, I can tell you, it's not just us. There's a whole lot of stuff in there.
It's the ultimate junk drawer. It's like
yes.
Anybody in town that has something I don't know where to put this, go throw it in the Coliseum.
Right. And then you look through your junk. You look through the junk drawer and you go, I didn't know I had this.
There's like an '82 Pinto in here. Where did this come from? Whose car is this?
I'm telling you guys did not see this conversation go in this direction.
No. And I'm going to ask you one more question about it. I know this is it's a city thing with the Coliseum, but have you ever just been privy to conversations about the future of that deal over there?
Yeah, we really have not. We don't have much dog in that fight too much, so we have not been involved in those conversations. But I know they have been plentiful over the years, but not something we've been involved in.
Okay, you mentioned tomorrow night Memphis State throwback game. The men also play Saturday morning. The women play Thursday. The women have finally got it going here. They won their last couple in conference play. So busy for you guys, busy for the staff, and busy for the fan base.
Yeah, absolutely. It's great to be back home. It seems like we've been on the road a fair bit on the men's and women's basketball side. Encourage everybody to come out to El Marone Fieldhouse on Thursday night for a great one there, and it'll be 901 night. So we'll be celebrating all things 901, and look forward to a great crowd. That venue is uniquely positioned because of its size to really make a difference when it comes to the fans. And the first 500 fans are going to get a T-shirt. We're going to give those away at that women's game, and we have the Beale Street Flippers there. We've got $2 beers and barbecue nachos at the concession stand. So, just trying to do some fun things there at El Marone to bring some people and get them excited about women's basketball.
Now, if you can combine the Beale Street Flippers while drinking a beer, flipping, and not being able to drop an ounce of the beer, that would be something. That would be something I'd like to watch. The Beale Street Flippers doing that without any spillage. Hey, next year, if I'm not mistaken...
I've never spilled a beer watching the Beale Street Flippers.
Those guys are so good, they could probably flip it and not lose, like I said, a drop of beer. Next year for the women, they have, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, South Carolina and Tennessee on the schedule.
Yeah, absolutely.
Both those games will be played at the Forum, I assume, or not?
Those are some things we're actually looking at and considering what could be good options there. So, some of that'll come down to date availability, et cetera. But the Forum's been great, as you all know, to work with, and we are certainly interested in playing some more women's games after the one we had to play, almost by accident, if you will, a couple weeks back. Turned out really well. So we're looking forward to potentially playing another game or two next season there in the Forum.
So from your perspective with the basketball team and the 3-game losing streak, obviously the players are frustrated, Penny's frustrated, fans are frustrated, but from an administrator's perspective, how do you have to try and manage through this and view this overseeing the as part of overseeing the department?
Yeah, it's a good question, and I think what happens is over time, as you've done this for a number of years, you try to not get too high with the highs or too low with the lows, because you just know that in time everything can change on you. A winning streak can turn into a losing streak, and a losing streak can turn into a winning streak, and the best cure for all of it is winning, and that's what we anticipate doing tomorrow night at FedEx Forum. And it's our job's to be supportive. Those guys hear all the chatter out in the world, so to speak, in the world of social media. They get enough negativity where we just need to be encouraging from our side and give them the resources and be a listening ear. I think a lot of times too.
The University of Memphis, as you know, is the host school for the regional, the NCAA tournament, men's basketball tournament regional at FedEx Forum. I don't know if any details have been are out there yet as far as tickets and things of that nature. Is there something going to be released, or how does that all work for people who want to purchase tickets to see the action at FedEx Forum?
Yeah, glad you brought that up. Tickets are and have been on sale through the FedEx Forum website, so I encourage everybody to go do that. In fact, just checked in on that late last week, and there's just a few thousand tickets left.
Really?
For the NCAA regional. So they have been selling really well, and encourage everybody to go out there, because I would imagine that will, not long, if not just before the teams are announced, you'll see that be a sellout. So we're really excited about that. It's something that we take great pride in here at Memphis, and it's something that we've done a number of times, as you all know, over the years. And it's quite an undertaking for our city and our university to host an event of that magnitude. But lots of planning has gone on there as it relates to that, and continues through the tournament. Which, gosh, I mean, we're only, it seems like almost at the point to say we're weeks away, but we're not quite there yet. But it's coming quickly.
So how do they? Like, how many tickets do they hold for when the teams are announced for their allotments?
Yeah, it's a great question. It's typically, it's not as many as you would think. Each school gets several hundred, but if you recall, in the first and second rounds, we've got a multitude of schools that are there. But then the NCAA has sponsors as well, and FedEx Forum suite holders have an opportunity to buy their suite for these. So there's lots of people that have access to these tickets before they even go on sale to the public. But they are on sale to the public now, and I encourage folks to jump in and buy them.
There was a story the other day in the Daily Memphian. Sam Hardman wrote the story, talking to one of the council people about their conversation with Jason Wexler from the Memphis Grizzlies, the president of business operations, about the future of kind of the Beale Street district and FedEx Forum once those renovations take place. Obviously, it affects you and affects the school because you are a tenant there at FedEx Forum. But to have even a nicer experience. Obviously, at times, Beale Street can be great, and at other times, not so great. What information, if any, do you know about that and about that project that they're hoping to foretake in the future?
Yeah, I mean, we're just starting to learn some of those things. We don't have those details yet, but I know, generally speaking, creating kind of a district right around the Forum that has potentially a higher level of security and other amenities in that area. You see this around large stadiums and arenas throughout the country that have been created over time. And obviously we're very excited and supportive of anything that brings more life, if you will, to the Forum and that area immediately surrounding, and obviously makes a big difference in the experience for our fans that are coming to our games.
And then finally, I am legally obligated to ask you about Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium. Where are we as far as that is concerned, as far as the progress to when the renovations will begin?
Yeah, so we're still in the tweaking of the design phase. As I had mentioned on previous calls, we had been working with the city on all those details, and about, I would say, probably 6 weeks ago, we've kind of pivoted a bit as the ownership transition came to fruition, and started to tweak that design some to better fit the needs of the university. But we're also in the fundraising phase, so we've been out and about and having lots of conversations regarding that $50 million match. And so, I would anticipate still that we're going to start some of that work in the spring, and so more to come on that soon.
So Jeff, going back, do you have a key to the Coliseum? Who has a key to the Coliseum?
I do not have a key. There was folks that work for Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium that got me in there. So you know what? At some point in time, maybe we can have you guys do a tour of the old Coliseum. That might be fun. We could charge admission for that. We need to look into that.
If they were with Simmons Bank, they just handed over the keys from Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium. What are those for the Coliseum?
You know what? I need to check that key ring and see if there happens to be a key to the Coliseum on it. So what other keys we might find in there?
I want to know who all has, in this city, I would know how many people have keys to the Coliseum.
Hey, forget about the mayor giving you a key to the city. Get a key to the Mid-South Coliseum. That's even more prestigious. All right, Jeff, I know next week you will not be with us. Laird Beach, though, the AD at the University of Memphis, will step in, your boss. Jeff, we appreciate it as always. Make sure to follow Jeff on Twitter at jcrane75. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks so much, guys. Go Tigers, go.
Thank you, Jeff.
You need a tough, reliable tractor to tackle those tough chores? We'll go see the folks at Mid-South Ag Equipment. They have just what you need. The Case IH Farmall series of tractors, bush hog equipment, and much, much more. From new equipment to pre-owned equipment, service on your current equipment. They do it all for you at Mid-South Ag Equipment, located just south of Collierville on Goodman Road. Also online, midsouthag.com, where you can check out and get details on all the different equipment that they have. Check out inventory. You can also find special deals that they may have going on. You can do that all through the website at midsouthag.com. But to go find them and see them in person, it's very easy. If you take I-269 to the Goodman Road exit, they're just a half mile west. You can see the dealership from I-269 there at the Goodman Road exit. So very easy to find. Great people to deal with. Of course, great equipment with that Case IH Farmall series. Mid-South Ag Equipment.
Well, I sure hope they start renovations in the spring. I mean, that's like, what? You talk about having a delay. If certainly it's not started sooner than later, you will definitely have a delay as far as getting it finished for the 2025 season. What was originally going to be right after the AutoZone Liberty Bowl game, as Jeff just said, that the hope is still the spring. Yeah, I would hope so. All right, when we come back, we got some NFL news to get to, and then a busy hour number 3. We'll be joined by the Rhodes women's basketball coach, Judy Thurman. That team has played incredibly well lately. And Ross Tucker at 9:30, former NFL offensive lineman. He of CBS Sports and Westwood One, terrific NFL analyst. He'll join us at 9:30. This is Sports 56 Mornings with Greg and Eli on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
We are Real Sports Talk. Sports 56 WHBQ. Available on your radio dial at 560 AM and 98.5 FM, as well as around the world online at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere by downloading the Sports 56 app. And at home, just say, Alexa, play Sports 56. Wherever you are, stay tuned in to Real Sports Talk. Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Top 25 ranked Memphis basketball is back at FedEx Forum Wednesday, January 31st at 7 o'clock for the Memphis State throwback game. Come out as we throw it back to the days of the Mid-South Coliseum. Memphis State t-shirts and exclusive Penny Hardaway poster giveaway for the first 3,000 fans. You don't want to miss out on all the fun of Memphis State Throwback Night. Purchase your tickets at GoTigersGo.com/tickets.
For over 8 decades, America's farmers have counted on the Little Red Tractor from Case IH, the Farmall, to help them make short work of their demanding chores. Well, Mid-South Ag can show you they aren't just for farms anymore. With horsepower ranging from 30 to 105, plus an army of attachments, they can tackle every chore on your to-do list, from hauling and mowing to loading and towing and then some. Stop by Mid-South Ag Equipment or call 662-890-3141 to find a Case IH Farmall that's right for you.
Is your home still not warm enough or running out of hot water? Hi, this is Lauren Choate with Choate's Air Conditioning, Heating, and Plumbing, and we've got exciting news for you. Introducing Choate's Carrier Repair Buyback Program. If you've had HVAC or water heater repairs in the past year, you're in luck. Choate's will credit your repair costs up to $1,500 with a brand new HVAC or tankless water heater system. Yep, you heard right. Just bring your repair invoice from the last 365 days and get ready to upgrade your home's comfort. Say goodbye to those chilly nights and inconsistent heating. Choate's has you covered with very various low payment financing plans, making your upgrade more affordable than ever. Imagine a more efficient and reliable system keeping your family cozy all winter long. And here's the best part. This offer is a substantial boost towards a state-of-the-art heating solution. Ready to take the next step? Schedule your free estimate by calling 347-8086. And remember, turn to the experts with Choates and let our family serve your family.
I wish I could get this stupid jar open.
Jars can be tough, am I right?
Who are you? And how'd you get in my kitchen?
It's me, Flo, and I'm here to grant your wish of easily switching to Progressive and helping you get a discount that honors the time spent with your previous insurer.
Great, but what does that have to do with getting this jar open?
Nothing.
So you can't open this?
Oh, I just do insurance. Jars I leave to the professionals.
Sign up for Progressive and opt into more savings. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states or situations.
Roofs, roofs, and more roofs. Chris Price here with Metro Builders. Is your roof leaking? Do you have mold stains on the ceiling of your home or business? Is your carrier denying your claim or offering a repair simply because they don't have enough documentation? You need a contractor that performs work for insurance claims for policyholders each and every day, and Metro Builders is here to assist. Call Metro Builders. At Metro Builders, we provide free estimates, consultation, and claim repairs. Metro Builders' process of arriving, inspecting, diagnosing problems, and estimating is second to none, commercial and residential. Our team of Hague-certified technicians are standing by to assist you with providing estimates and photos to your carrier to document your loss. All you owe is what your policy states. No large fees on top of the final scope. We use high-grade materials and are certified by companies like Atlas, CertainTeed, Owens Corning, and Mulehide with labor warranties up to 50 years on all of our jobs. Metro Builders provides roof repairs across the Mid-South. Call Metro Builders to schedule your inspection free. Call me. 901-375-1717. That's 901-375-1717.
Now, back to Sports 56 Mornings.
Isn't it a lovely morning?
On Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by James Gaddis Jewelers. Here once again, Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
Welcome back, everyone. 8:50 the time. Final segment here in hour number 2. Got some college football news. Friend of the show, Hugh Freeze, has hired DJ Durkin as the Auburn defensive coordinator. Former Maryland head coach, former Ole Miss DC, was with Texas A&M the last few years. He joins forces with Hugh as the Auburn defensive coordinator. Also, Rick Stockstill, friend of the show, former MTSU head coach, named the director of scouting for offense for Florida State. So he'll hook up with Mike Norvell. Talk about specific jobs. Director of scouting for offense.
These schools have a lot of staff members these days because they've got a lot of money to pay them.
Yes, they do.
It's from college football, college basketball, like it just blows my mind seeing the number of staff members there are anymore.
Also, former Washington head coach Jimmy Lake has been hired by the Atlanta Falcons as their defensive coordinator. A lot of NFL moves, especially over the last few days as far as coordinators are concerned. Still have the 2 head coaching openings in Seattle and Washington. I would think that those 2, I thought Dan Quinn was a shoo-in for Seattle. Maybe not. Seems like that they're waiting for coaches that are on the Kansas City and San Francisco's staffs, I guess. But those 2 are open as far as head coaches are concerned, and there's a lot of coordinator positions that have been filled recently. But there you go. It must be interesting for a coach who's a head coach like Rick Stockstill for so many years, and then you got to turn around and become an assistant coach, or in this case, a director of scouting for offense. I mean, it happens all the time. Guys that were former head coaches that are now on staffs as assistant coach. You see a lot of it in college basketball. For example, the Phil Martellis of the world, who's with Michigan as an assistant coach. You had it with Frank Haith for a while there for Memphis, just the one season. But once you lose your job, you need to stay in the business. I think it's very hard to leave and then come back. I'm not saying it's impossible to do so, but you don't want to lose touch. Now, may very well happen with a guy like Bill Belichick, but he's on a whole different level as far as being able to take a year off, and then all of a sudden, if you want to come back and there's an opening and they're interested in you, even at your age, that they would certainly at least want to talk to you. Some of these other coaches, out of sight, out of mind. But, it's humbling, I guess, when you're used to calling the shots and all of a sudden you're not a real significant part of a staff.
I would think, especially for a guy like Stockstill, it would be a welcome relief.
Why? If you're the guy, though, if you're the head coach, you're used to being the head coach.
Yeah, and it's a lot of work and a lot of stress year after year after year. I would to just say, you know what, I can focus on this one thing, and I don't have to do all the recruiting and manage everything else. I will take that.
Yes, some may think that way. Some may think that way, but some are just. I mean, coaches they're a different breed, man. And first of all, financially, I wonder how close it is, if it's close at all, to what he's going to make in this position as what he made as a head coach. Now, years ago, certainly Middle Tennessee State didn't pay out big money for their head coach, but I would imagine that, Zach, can you look up what Stockstill made, if it's possible to find that at MTSU? In this day and age, I bet he was making pretty decent money. So I don't know if they even could come close to what he's getting paid now at Florida State. But it wasn't, again, it's not really, he doesn't have choices here. I mean, if he wants to continue to be a football coach, I don't know how many were knocking down his door. He wasn't going to get a head coaching position, and he gets this position on a Florida State team. By the way, Memphis will play at Florida State next year in football. So Rick Stockstill gets a gig with Mike Norvell at Florida State. There you go.
Is he bringing Tommy with him?
I don't know about Tommy. I should text Tommy, see what's going on. Tommy could retire. Yeah, some of these coaches don't have to continue in their roles. They've worked long enough. They probably have put together a nice little financial nest egg for themselves after all these years, especially those who have been head coaches. But
I would think Rick Stockstill would qualify in that thing. That's like, for me to him, this would be like, you know what? Yeah, I'll continue to do this. I don't need to do it. I don't want all the stress of being a head coach or anything like that. Like, this is very nice.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, you don't know. Tommy was a head coach. The last time he was a head coach was at Memphis years ago. So he is used to being an assistant coach. I'm talking about a guy who was just relieved of his duties and has been the head coach of a team for years. It's probably, I can see what you're saying, and maybe that is, you'd have to ask Rick, I guess, himself to tell you if that's the case. He may be relieved. He may be, good, I'm tired of that whole spiel. I mean, people continue to say that Nick Saban left for whatever they said it was. It's not true. It's completely about not wanting to deal with the transfer portal and the NIL. I don't know what it is. But for Stockstill, who wants to stay in the game, Saban retired. For Stockstill wants to stay in the game, you're used to being the one who calls the shots. Now you're in a much less prominent position. Sometimes that's hard to swallow. It's like you're a leading lady in Hollywood, and then all of a sudden you're supporting roles and you're doing bit parts. I mean, I think it's tough for a lot of people. There are some that can make that transition easily. I think for others it's hard in any walk of life, to be honest with you.
So Stockstill, his contract extension, his base salary was a little over $800K.
$800K, and then probably some incentives.
Yeah, and then basically he would have gotten an automatic renewal if the team's APR is above 940 or higher.
Okay.
If they won 6 games in a season.
Well, he's done.
Or if there's no level 1 and level 2 violations.
Okay, so he made, without the incentives or anything, less than $1 million. I would have sworn that even at MTSU, probably that salary for the head coach was up to $1.5 million. Less than, so I don't know, who knows at Florida State. Like you said, Eli, they got money to throw around. He's probably making some decent money.
That much there.
He's probably making $400,000, I would think, right?
I would not think.
You think he's making $50,000?
He's basically just an analyst, is he not? He's not an assistant coach.
He is here's his title. It's the Director of Scouting for Offense. So I don't know what that entails. I mean, obviously I know kind of what the job entails as far as dealing with offensive players out there, recognizing who they are, identifying those players. But what does that pay? I have no clue. I mean, we're talking about different positions now that have been created over the last few years to deal with the portal and NIL. That's why we talk about general managers now in terms of basketball. What? General managers, baseball general managers, football general managers. Now we're talking about basketball general managers to kind of run the show. Pinnacle Roofing and Restoration for all your roofing and home repair needs. Call Brandon McCullough at 901-438-5084 or go online to newroofmemphis.com. They offer financing with different plans and options to choose from, including a 6, 12, or 18-month same as cash option. They'll work with your insurance company or out of pocket, whatever it takes to get that new roof or that roof repaired. They do residential and commercial roofing, so business owners and property managers, obviously homeowners as well. If you have a leak or any other roofing problem, call Brandon today. Don't delay. They'll come out and do a free roof inspection. They are licensed, bonded, and insured, a member of the Better Business Bureau. Again, this is a locally owned and operated company. You get a 5-year labor warranty on the purchase of a new roof and all their work, satisfaction guaranteed. They do work around the home, like carpentry work. They can do exterior painting. They can install shingles. They can replace gutters, put up fencing and siding, rotten wood repair. Whatever you can't do yourself, call the experts. Quality work at a very reasonable price. Pinnacle Roofing and Restoration. Again, give Brandon a call. Tell him you heard it here on Sports 56 Mornings for all your roofing needs and restoration around the home. 901-438-5084 or go online. Find out more about what they have to offer. NewRoofMemphis.com is the website. It's Pinnacle Roofing and Restoration. Hour 3 on the way. We'll open up with our weekly road segment. Then Ross Tucker will join us, former NFL offensive lineman, talk Super Bowl with Ross. This is Sports 56 Mornings with Greg and Eli on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
There's an institution in East Memphis that I love talking about. It's the Spirit Shop at 4848 Poplar Avenue, right down the street from Clark Tower, and it looks like a log cabin. It's been around Memphis since 1969 with a family-owned, friendly, knowledgeable sales staff that is just a wonderful place to go. I love going in and talking wine or bourbons, and they've got such great selection. So if you've not visited the Spirit Shop in a while, it's been remodeled. You'll love what you see when you need spirits. Tell Eddie Wollo said hello.
At Gossett Mitsubishi on the Pike, new inventory is arriving daily, and we've got what you've been looking for to start the new year off right. Get off to a great year in your award-winning 2024 Mitsubishi Outlander, $329 a month, or buy it for $29,910. Take a spin in your new 2024 Mitsubishi Eclipse Cross, $29,445, or lease for $449 a month. How about 2023 Mitsubishi Outlander PHEV, $420 total range MPGE? You own it for $649 a month. Plus, no worries with Mitsubishi's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. You want it? We Gossett at Gossett Mitsubishi, 1870 Covington Pike, or online anytime, memphismitsubishi.com.
If you want it, we Gossett at Gossett Motor Cars.
PHEV PZ062,303, MSRP 44,355. Sport RU 001136, MSRP 28,000. Eclipse RZO 12051, MSRP 31,700. Includes all rebates and incentives. PF 695. Excludes tax title and license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through end of the month. Dealer stock only.
It's a new year, and Family Leisure has a new way to bring family and fun together. All you have to do is walk into Family Leisure and look around. All those floor model patio sets you see, those have got to go. So Family Leisure can make room for all the new sets coming. Get a wicker sofa set for under $2,000. Pool tables under $1,500. Theater seating for under $2,000. Hot tubs for $4,000 or just for yourself. If you really want to lounge, they're under $5,000. Need patio cushions? Get them as low as $25. Oh, have you seen those infrared steam saunas? Well, now they and the traditional saunas are 25% off. It may just be the first few weeks of 2024, but that doesn't mean you can't start getting ready for summer. 2 final things. Purchase Purchase your above-ground pool now and get first in line for installation and take advantage of special financing that's available. Family Leisure, Whitten Road and I-40, bringing the family and the fun back together.
Whether it's date night, a birthday, or just because, raise a steak in celebration at Ruth's Chris. Open in the Regalia Shopping Center at the corner of Poplar and Ridgeway. Treat yourself to one of our classic USDA prime beef steaks, seasoned and broiled to perfection. Then serve sizzling hot on one of Ruth's signature 500-degree plates. Visit Ruth'sChris.com to make a reservation. Ruth's Chris Steakhouse, Memphis. This is how celebrating more is done.
Sports 56 traffic brought to you by Curfew.
Enjoy the ultimate dining experience at Curfew. Tuesday is Ladies' Night with $8 Cosmos, lemon drops, and daiquiris. Curfew American Tavern Craft Cocktails, your new destination. 164 Union Avenue, main floor of the Canopy Hotel.
Sports 56 traffic.
Good morning. It remains heavy out here on 40 westbound between Germantown Parkway all the way up to Whitten Road. It's still a lot of traffic volume coming up from DeSoto County, northbound 55. We did have a couple of wrecks down there earlier this morning, just north of Hernando. They had traffic slow go. Traffic's building pretty good now in the Midtown area on 240 north here out by Lamar. 24/7 reliable crane and rigging services here in Memphis. It's Tomahawk Crane and Rigging. They're online, tomahawkcrane.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253DF Memphis. Flynn Broadcasting Stations.
Oh, yeah.
Now back to Sports 56 Mornings.
Good morning.
On Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Here once again, Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
Welcome back, everyone. 9:04 the time. Final hour for us today here on Sports 56 Mornings. Greg Gaston, Eli Savoy, Zach Boyd with you from the Family Leisure Studios. Family Leisure, their floor model sale continues at 2120 Whitten Road, just north of I-40. Currently sunny and 46 degrees. Should be a nice day. May see a little clouds. High is 62, and then tonight mostly clear with a low of 35. It's Tuesday. That means time to talk some Rhodes athletics.
It's time to go inside Rhodes College Athletics on Sports 56 Mornings. Every week, a representative from Rhodes will join Greg and Eli to talk about all things Lynx. Let's go inside Rhodes Athletics now on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
It is time, Eli, to class up this joint. Zoe with the week off.
Needs it.
Zoe with the week off, the Rhodes men's basketball coach. We are very pleased to be joined in studio by Judy Thurman. She is the Rhodes women's basketball coach. You can follow her on Twitter at Coach_JudyT. That's JUDIT. The Rhodes women are 7-2 in the SAA. They are playing some great basketball, 12-7 overall, coming off a big weekend sweep. They knocked off Sewanee on Friday, 84-60. And then beat Center 59-52 on Sunday. We're very pleased to be joined by Coach Thurman. How are you?
I'm doing good. Very glad to be here.
Great to have you here on the program. So we're learning a little bit more about this team with you here before we went back on the air from the commercial break. And you said last week was huge for you guys to win those games. And you really want to take advantage of the home games, right?
Oh, definitely. Well, and we've been on the road a lot this year, and so definitely glad to be home. And it's always big to make sure we take care of our home court, and we definitely did that this weekend and look forward to doing that this coming weekend, too.
Tell everybody a little bit about your background, and because this is your first year as head coach, but you've been here before, but kind of tell us a little bit about your background in coaching.
Yeah, so I started out as a grad assistant and then also coaching administration at the University of West Alabama. And then I got the assistant position at Rhodes, was assistant for 4 years, and now the head coach.
Your philosophy, what style, what would we see if we get out there? And I encourage people to come out and watch you guys, especially coming up this weekend, senior day this weekend as well for you on Sunday. But what are we looking at when we watch the women play?
I think we play a really fun style. So it's a lot of motion kind of action, European ball screens. So there's structure there, but then also a lot of reading and flowing, which I thought really fit our personnel. I'm a big believer. It's not about necessarily what I want as a coach, but what really fits my personnel. And I felt like that would be something that really would go great for our players. And we're really starting to hit our stride, and the offense is starting to flow better. Everyone's getting really into it, and obviously it's hitting at a right time.
For you, when taking over as a head coach in your first year, how much of a help is it that you were already an assistant so you know all of these players?
Oh, I think that definitely played a huge part, because then it's not me having to learn everyone. And then obviously it helped with the style of play I wanted to, because I already knew them. And so I was like, oh, I think this is going to fit a great team. And we're still young. And so definitely can see us being able to carry that through.
And how hard is it, or if it is at all, from your relationship with players, from being the assistant coach to going to head coach? How does that change the relationship you have with the players?
So obviously it's now me with the final say-so on things, but I've always been a player's coach, always one that I want to build that relationship first with that player. And so then that just helps you on the court know how to address them, because every player is different. And so that then just translates on the court.
See, I always thought the assistant coach had to be the good cop and the head coach be the bad cop. So
sometimes that can be it, sometimes not. It can go both ways.
It absolutely go both ways. How many of the players did you already have on the roster when you took over, and how much recruiting did you have to do to fill the rest of the spots?
So we brought in 3 freshmen, and then the other players were there. And so didn't have a huge group. The last year we ended up bringing in 8 freshmen, and so didn't have to bring in as many this year, which was nice, because that was a big group. But it was great because now all the freshmen that were last year, we had NCAA experience last year, and then obviously my people that have been there have already had that. But that's huge just going into this year, having that experience, and that's obviously what our goal is again this year.
Tell us about some of the key players, who's been playing well, and why you guys have been having the success.
So Avery Marsh, who's a sophomore for us, has just been a great leader, just on and off the court. But she is my point guard. She definitely takes control. She is one that always just shows up, is going to compete consistently every single day, and just really brings people along with her on the court. And when I'm just like needing something or whatever, it's like she's there, she's getting the team going and the way we need to go.
She's scoring 14.3 a game, but she's also a distributor as well. So she facilitates the offense, but she's a scorer.
Yes, no, she definitely is a scorer for us. And then she definitely helps make sure we actually are getting into the offense, which is great with how our offense works, because you don't just have to have the point guard initiate it. But when we're in, when I'm wanting to call a specific play or whatever, she's definitely the one that goes, gets it, and sets that up for us.
As just a sophomore, to have that type of leadership as a sophomore, I guess, is impressive.
Oh, definitely, for sure.
You're a very good rebounding basketball team, number 16 in the country in defensive rebounding. One of the stars on the defensive side. I will not even try to pronounce her last name, but can you tell me about Gianna?
Yes, so Gianna Flahakos has been absolutely killing it on the boards, and so she is number 16th right now. Nationally.
So she is individual.
Yeah, so it's individually for defensive rebounding. And so that was a huge thing for this past weekend for us, because we knew rebounding was going to be important. That's been something that we've stressed. But definitely with both of those teams, especially on Sunday, we knew we only needed to limit them to one opportunity.
Are any of your players local, or did you go out and recruit all around the country to put this roster together?
So we have a mixture. A lot of our student athletes are from like the Nashville area, but we've got Florida, we've got Louisiana, we have Texas. So we have a mixture on our roster, which is really cool at Rhodes, that you're able to get that spread, because not at every school can you get that, but Rhodes really attracts that.
So you mentioned last year you brought in 8 freshmen. Obviously, with that big group, and then you brought in 3 more. Like, this is got to be a really young team overall. So that's, I mean, to have this success with this young a team's got to make you really excited.
Oh, yes. No, it makes me very excited for the future. And, it's one thing to tell players, like, okay, this is what it takes to get to where y'all want to reach your goals, whether it's winning conference, getting to the NCAA tournament. But when you already have that experience on there, then you get to have that accountability from the players because they're like, no, this is what it takes to get there. And so then they help lead the other ones that maybe that haven't been there to get there.
We know your counterpart on the men's team, Zoe Goodson, is a calm, cool, collected guy on the sideline. How are you?
I feel like I'm pretty good. So there's sometimes I can definitely get at them there, but I try to, pick my moments there for me. But yeah, I would say Zoe's maybe a little bit more than me there.
It's a little more animated.
Yeah,
isn't it? Yeah,
I think so. Just maybe a little bit there.
So this past weekend, picking up a couple wins, and you were talking about standings-wise, it was a huge weekend. Why is that?
So huge weekend for us. So the weekend before we played Swanee and Center. Center ended up getting one on us at their place, and so that made them one game above us. And so we had both lost to Millsaps, and so we were one game behind. And so if we won, that at least made us where we were tied for second in conference right now.
Do you like the schedule the way it's laid out? We've talked to Zoe about that before. What about you?
It's very interesting. It's to me like when you're playing back-to-back games. I guess there's positive, negatives. I guess one positive is the scouts pretty easy.
Saves you a lot of time that second week.
Yeah, so
don't throw it away.
Right. So you're just adding a few adjustments, which we did add some adjustments there. But yeah, so it is very interesting.
Especially, it's always, I guess it depends how that first week goes. If it's a disaster the first week, you may have to completely scrap the scout and start over. But when you do well, you're like, okay, we'll just stick with this.
Yes, yeah. There was just minimal changes, I feel like, this week.
Judy Thurman is joining us. She's the head basketball coach at Rhodes. You can follow her on Twitter at Coach_Judy T. That's JUDIT. So this weekend is huge as well, as you will take on Barry and you will take on Oglethorpe. We mentioned that it's senior day on Sunday with this young team. Is it a true senior day? How many seniors?
So we have two seniors, two great seniors, and so they've been definitely doing great for us. And with Anaya, she's finally back. She was out last year with an injury, and so finally being able to be back and really contribute in great ways. She really adds a calming, I feel like, on just the court for us, and definitely is one, you talk about rebounding, she's definitely one that goes and gets rebounds. Her stats might not show it, but she is definitely one that goes and gets that. And then Kat has just been also great for us as well, of just big body in the post, really working down there, making tough shots, but then also really guarding some really tough post players in our conference.
It's funny because we're talking about, like, it feels weird that it's senior day because I feel like it's still January. Like, we can't be that. But you only have a couple more weeks in the regular season, so it's getting down to that time.
Yes, no, it definitely is, and that's why every single game here matters at the end.
Yeah, Barry's fourth in the conference. They're one game behind you guys. So if you wouldn't mind talking a little bit about the matchups you had this weekend against Barry and Oglethorpe.
So Barry, so we did beat them at their place, which was huge. And so now we're looking to definitely get that sweep, especially with them being one game behind us. But they play, they kind of have a smaller kind of roster, like not huge, big post players. And they run a constant like ball screen action. And they're always just a really tough physical team. So it will definitely be another battle for us. For sure, but definitely it's always a fun matchup in my opinion. And so they'll definitely want to play faster, but we also have size, and that's something that they don't have.
And what about Oglethorpe?
So Oglethorpe is quite different. So they're really very, very big, very big inside. And so they definitely try to dominate. They'll press, try to get after you a little bit, make you speed up the game. But really, for speeding up the game, in my opinion, we want to play fast. So I'm okay with that. It's about us just making sure we take care of the ball and then execute what we need to.
Does your team like to shoot the three ball like Certainly Zoe's team does.
So we do like to shoot the three, but we're not trying to get 30 three-pointers a game there up. So we do like to shoot that. It's something that my big thing is I want to play fast. If we have a layup, then I want to get that. And right now we're still working on getting our three-point percentage up at the moment. So, but we do like to shoot that, and I'm not afraid to do that there.
It drives me crazy when a coach says, "Hey, if it's an open three, everybody's got the green light." No, come on. There are some players that may think they can shoot the three. Do you have to say, look, don't shoot the three? You're not. The numbers will back me up that you're not a good three-point shooter. How does that work as far as that is concerned? Because I know everybody thinks they can shoot a three-point.
Yeah, so that's definitely individual conversations, and then also just even in practice, if they decide to take this, no, that one doesn't work there. But I'm also big on tracking. We track shooting, different drills that we do, and they track. So that's even an easier kind of conversation too, of bringing it in and being like, you have to hit about this percentage in order to be able to have that green light in games.
So what's the move when they take the bad shot? Is it the cross arms on the sideline, or do you start barking out something? What do you do when it's quick? It's fast on the shot clock.
Yep.
Too early in the shot clock, or it's somebody you don't want taking the three. They take a bad, ill-advised three. What's the move?
So I'm big on trying not to pull someone out just immediately after they do something, because I try that's sometimes hard. I feel like, especially on the female side, where if you yank them, sometimes it's they'll be like, oh, try not to make a mistake.
Yeah. It's a little embarrassing, right? They're kind of zeroed out. Everybody knows what just happened. They took a bad shot. You're disciplining that person right off the bat.
Yeah. Now, I'm not saying that doesn't happen at times, because it definitely does.
Sure.
But I do try my best not to. But a lot of times it's kind of letting them play. And a lot of times they also know it. They can look at me and it's you weren't supposed to. But then it's I'll take them out, whether I address it or whether my assistant, hey, that's not the shot we're looking for. Or I'm big right now, especially with us being a young team, trying to teach them special situations and knowing okay, this is the moment, this is where we're at. We don't need that quick shot. And so helping them learn, do that. And so that's something we do every day in practice, trying to create different situations so they're actually having to think and be was that a good move or not a good move there?
For you as a young head coach, where would you say your kind of coaching philosophies have come from?
So it's come from a lot of different people. So my dad actually coached me in high school, and then I had a mentor that actually helped there. And then I've also just with playing and then different areas that I've been. I think it's just a collective of mixtures of different philosophies and stuff from it.
Did you play college ball?
I did. I did play college ball. I
Where at?
played at the University of Mobile.
Okay.
So with your dad as a coach, how much do you lean on him?
So we talk a lot, especially at the beginning here. I definitely called a lot, and he helped get some things going, setting up and everything, which was very nice, especially because I didn't have an assistant for a while. So just being able to bounce things off. But even I had coaches and friends still at Rhodes and stuff too, and Zoe being a great help too, was being able to bounce off ideas and everything there as well.
All right, so before we let you go, you're this young team, you're tied for second. Every coach says, our goal is to win the conference and all that. I understand that. But have your goals changed since the beginning of the year? What were your expectations before the season, and where are they now?
So not just for me, and I think it's, as a coach, you can have goals, but I'm very big on, too, what the players' goals are. Because at the end of the day, I can have goals, but if they don't match up with our players, that's hard. And so, but thankfully, both of us have had the same goals, and I know that their goals have been to get to the NCAA tournament again, and not just get there, but go further into the tournament. So we've been there. We've qualified for the last 3 years as a program.
Oh, wow.
And so we're trying to get around that first round right now is the big thing. And last year we were very, very close. And so we ended up losing to the team that ended up winning overall, but so close on their home court beating them. So we just know how close we were, and so just even this year it's been pushing towards that. We know that we have the pieces to get there, so continuing to get there is that goal, and to get further into that tournament.
It seems like the DNA is there of having had that experience and having had that success, even though the team is young. I remember, I don't know if it was in the O's, the two O's, where Rhodes women just absolutely dominated, and it looks like it's continuing to do so. So second place, big games this weekend. What time are the games so folks know if they want to come over and watch some good women's basketball?
So we'll play Friday night at 6 p.m. And then Sunday we'll play at 1, and you can catch us and then stay. And you got the men's game as well, and we'll definitely have some great basketball this weekend.
Nice double dip, and it's free of charge for everybody to watch terrific basketball. She is Judy Thurman. She's the head coach of the Rhodes women's basketball team. You can follow her on Twitter at Coach_Judy T. It was a pleasure to have you.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Continued success. We'll be watching. I want to tell you folks about the Crazy Coop. Maybe if you're going to head out to watch some Rhodes basketball, you want to grab something to eat before you head on over to the Crazy Coop for the best hot wings in town. They're located at 7199 Highway 64 between Appling and Kirby Whitten, and the Crazy Coop Express down the street from us, 1315 Ridgeway off Poplar. They got the full menu at the Bartlett location, so it's more than just those great hot wings. You can dive into a delicious catfish sandwich, their juicy half-pound burgers, any of their great sides like the fried okra, the green tomatoes, and the fried dill pickles. They will cater your events, so anything you got coming up, Super Bowl Sunday, March Madness, you want an event, you got a little party going on, you want it catered by the Crazy Coop, they will cater it for you. Why I think they're the best? Because they have 27 amazing chicken wing seasonings, and the seasonings is what makes the hot wings. Everybody can make a hot wing. It's how do you make it taste the best? By those wing seasonings. And again, they have 27 different flavorings, including the Buffalo Ranch, which is a perfect combo of the ranch seasoning with a little kick to it, the mango habanero, the sweet taste of mango, followed by the heat, or the sweet maple bourbon. The taste will remind you of chicken and waffles. That's just 3 of the 27 amazing chicken wing seasonings that you can get at the Crazy Coop. Again, 7199 Highway 64 between Appling and Kirby Whitten, and the Crazy Coop Express at 1315 Ridgeway off Poplar. When we come back, we're talking NFL with former NFL offensive lineman Ross Tucker. We're talking Super Bowl, which will be coming up a week from Sunday. You're tuned in to Sports 56 Mornings with Greg and Eli on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Add a little fun to your lunch break. Join Johnny Radio for Sports 56 Happy Hour from 11 to 1 every weekday on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
All 650 acquisition fee, Forte RE722812, MSRP 21590, Sorrento PG 242.710, MSRP 33010, Telluride RG 462822, MSRP 38705. Concludes all rebates and incentives. Must finance through Hyundai. Excludes tax, title, and license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 1/31/2024 with approved credit dealer stock only.
Hey, Jeff Allen, Happy New Year, dude. Hey, what's happening over there at Gossett Kia South Mount Moriah?
Let's start the new year off right in your new Kia with 41 MPG Highway 2024 Kia Forte LXS $239 a month, $27.99 due at signing. Got a big family? Get a 2023 Kia Sorrento LX $319 a month, $34.99 due at signing. Plus a 2024 Kia Telluride LX $449 a month, $34.99 due at signing. All 36 months lease.
And every Gossett Kia comes with Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty.
And stop by and see the all-new EV9 all-electric SUV. So whether you live in Horn Lake, South Haven, Olive Branch, or Memphis, you'll be happy at Gossett Kia on Mount Moriah.
2680 Mount Moriah or KiaMTMoriah.com.
Get the appliances you need right away at Lowe's. Explore the largest assortment of brands you trust, like Whirlpool, Samsung, and LG, in-store or online at the best values. Plus, take advantage of our everyday financing offers on top items, from refrigerators to laundry pairs. And there's more. Get your new appliances delivered or installed quickly at your convenience. Because Lowe's knows appliances, Lowe's knows home improvement. Subject to credit approval.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-583-5795. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. There is zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have a 5-star rating on Google and Yelp and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-583-5795. That's 800-583-5795. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
They're taking care of business in Memphis, right on the river with Grind City Brewing and all of their great products. Look, this was a dream come true for a father and son duo. And if you have not been to that brewery right on the river, just to the north of downtown, you're really missing something special. And now you can't miss their products. Wherever you go, you see a brand new label. It's clean, it's beautiful, it's distinctive. You'll know Grind City Brewing, and of course you know their products like Poppy's Pills, that great Pilsner, or Tiger Tail, that very creative craft malt liquor. There's the new Thaddeus Amber Lager. That is absolutely a great light beer. There's the India Pale called Godhopper. It's outstanding. And then there's the Belga, the Belgian-style wheat ale. They keep bringing hits at Grind City Brewing.
Ole Miss Rebel Yell is back. The Rebel Yell Hotline Radio Show is back on WHBQ Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Every Monday night at 6, hear the latest news on your Ole Miss Rebels with Yancey Porter with 24/7 Sports, former Ole Miss defensive tackle Mike Fitzsimmons, Gordon Ford covering SEC Sports Call, and former Ole Miss baseball announcer Gary Darby. From kickoff to free throw to extra innings, your Ole Miss Sports on the Rebel Yell Hotline Show right here Monday night at 6 on Sports 56 560 AM and 98.5 FM. Your Mid-South Sports Station.
Now back to Sports 56 Mornings.
Morning.
On Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Here once again, Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
I told you earlier about the special, about the making of We Are the World. It's on Netflix. Just came out, I think, on Monday. I watched it last night. It was terrific. Every song, I think, pretty much are songs that we come back from the commercials with have been guys that have been on that, that were on that song, the making of the song. We've had Springsteen, Lionel Richie, of course. He was one of the writers of that song. Who else did we have earlier? We might have had Billy Joel. I might be wrong about that. But anyway, check it out. Unbelievable, that Netflix special. On the making of it. I don't know why it's taken this long, but they have all this video that I guarantee you haven't seen this video before, kind of infighting that was going on. Man, it was incredible. By the way, speaking of fighting, Rex Ryan, some fighting words from Rex Ryan about the performance of the Baltimore Ravens, and in particular, Todd Monken, their offensive coordinator. Did you read this, Eli?
I did not.
Rex Ryan called the play calling and the whole game plan of the Baltimore Ravens. He said it's the stupidest game plan I've ever seen. Rex Ryan just ripping into Todd Monken. Obviously, they have been under fire for the getting away from what they do best, and that's usually letting Lamar do his thing. Well, without further ado, it is time to talk some Super Bowl 58, time to talk some NFL. We do so with Ross Tucker from CBS Sports, Westwood One, a terrific NFL analyst who also hosts the Ross Tucker podcast, former NFL offensive lineman, who you can follow on Twitter at Ross Tucker NFL. Ross was with us last year. It is great to have him back this year. Ross, how are you today?
I'm doing awesome. How are you guys doing?
Doing fantastic. Thanks for joining us. Got a lot to get into before we do anything. And you brought this up last year, and I thought it was a hit, and I think people are going to love it again. MyFrontPageStory.com. Tell everybody about what that's all about.
Yeah, honestly, guys, it is the single best Valentine's Day gift I've ever heard of. My buddy actually started the company. I mean, what does everybody do, right? Like, you get them flowers, maybe jewelry, maybe you take them out to dinner. I'm trying to give you guys maybe nothing. I don't know. I'm trying to give you guys something truly cool, unique, and different. And you literally talk to one of their writers for, I don't know, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Tell them how great your wife is while you're driving home from work. Your significant other, whatever, husband, whatever, I don't care. They write this incredible story. It looks like it's on the cover of the newspaper, framed with pictures of you and her, kids if you have them. And the key to me is like the delivery, right? So when you give it to her, as she's opening it, make sure you say, I just never thank her enough for all the little things she does. It is so money, it's not even funny. I just never – that's the line, right? I don't know what the next-gen stats are, but it's like a 95% tears, happy tears if you say that. And even if – honestly, guys, even if you can't think of anything she does for you, just say that. Because, oh, my God, he notices all the little things that I do. Oh, my God. It's incredible. Just being able to tell her you had a story written about her, and then she has to hang it up in the house for the rest of time. So next time you get an argument, you can just point at it. It's amazing. MyFrontPageStory.com. MyFrontPageStory.com. Change it up this year, fellas. Do something. After this, you can do 5 years of just flowers or a gift card if you do something different and cool this year. MyFrontPageStory.com.
You can go back to blah after you've done this once. You're saying 5 years, this covers you for 5?
I think good. I think a good 5 years. Yeah.
Okay, that's good. So you were on the sidelines for the AFC Championship game.
I was, yes, for Westwood One.
So what's your takeaway from that game? Because this was Baltimore and this was Lamar's chance. I mean, they got the game at home. They're the number 1 seed. Even after the bad start, second half, the defense shuts down Kansas City, gives them the opportunity, and then the turnovers and everything else. But what did you take out of that game?
A couple things, right? Number one is that the Chiefs are the new Patriots. I mean, they just are, in the sense that every time they play a playoff game, you're really playing with poison picking against them. I mean, they might lose, right? Like, they might lose. Like, the Patriots lost a bunch of years at some point. But, man, you're fighting the odds. And it's the same deal where, like, after the game, like when the Patriots were beating the Jags, like, oh, if Miles Jack just fell on the fumble, or if Lee Evans for the Ravens caught the ball, or, whatever it is, right? Like, whatever the thing in that game is, that if we had just done this, that's what people are saying every time they play the Chiefs now, just like they used to say when they would play the Patriots. So that jumped out to me, just the playoff pedigree and the clutch ability to make the plays they have to make from Mahomes and Kelsey in particular. Super impressive. And then from the Ravens side, just thoroughly disappointed that they did not go down playing their game.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And that's the part that would bother me. Like, if I'm an offensive lineman, right, for the Ravens, or any player for that matter, it would really bother me that I would feel like we didn't go down playing our game. 3 runs for Gus Edwards. Would they have 1 design quarterback run? I don't know how you watched the Bills game the week before, or you think about Lamar having 100 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns against the Texans, and for them to not have done more with the design quarterback run game or Gus Edwards really, really disappointed me.
Yeah, while we were bringing you on, I was reading the comment that was out on Twitter from Rex Ryan, who just, I guess on ESPN, was destroying Todd Monken for the game plan. And I would assume by your comments here that you're kind of on the same page with him. Why would you get away from what has made you so successful? The only thing I could think of is they were trying to be too smart. Like, they were outsmarting themselves as coaches going, they're going to expect this, so we're going to go the opposite, which is stupid.
Yeah, so I think that there's some truth to that.
Mm-hmm.
And I say that because, 2 short yardage plays, you're in the gun and you hand the ball to Justice Hill.
Yeah.
It's almost like they thought, well, they'll be expecting us to give the ball to Gus Edwards in a design run, or they'll be expecting Lamar. Let's surprise them by giving the ball to Justice Hill. That bothered me.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think they were taken aback, to be honest with you, by the way the Chiefs marched on those first 2 drives. I think they were like, oh, crap, our defense can't stop them. And then when they're down 2 scores at halftime, I think they kind of panicked a little bit.
Being down on the sidelines, what was it like seeing? I mean, I showed on TV. I mean, Zay Flowers was clearly after the fumble very emotional, but like that, I mean, that play's such a deflating play. He had the penalty right before it. What kind of that part of the game, what was it like down there on that Baltimore sideline?
A lot of really, really frustrated, discouraging faces.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think to twice, guys, not once, but twice, to be down there in the red zone and come up with nothing, just emotionally devastating. The fumble by Zay Flowers, and he smashes his hand and all that. And then Lamar Jackson, that was one of the worst decisions and throws in NFL playoff history. I mean, even a field goal gives them a chance in that situation. To just throw the ball into triple coverage, I thought that was horrific, absolutely horrific.
The other game, we saw Detroit jump out to a 24-7 lead, thinking, wow, what a story. That story is going to continue. That's Cinderella story, and then here come the 49ers in the second half, a completely different story. But a lot of criticism about a guy I love, and I think you probably like him too. He seems like he's a player's coach, Dan Campbell, and those fourth down decisions. What was your take on that one?
Yep, I love Dan Campbell. He and I were teammates briefly in Dallas. I like the fact that he's kind of owned up to and admitted the mistake when there was less than 2 minutes remaining and they ran the ball on third down.
Right.
That was absolutely atrocious. Absolutely atrocious that he did that. That to me was the inexcusable, unacceptable error. I think we can have conversations about the field goal attempt. You know, I just want to know, and I put this on social media today, at Ross Tucker NFL, because I talked about it on my show, the Ross Tucker Football Podcast. What all goes into their model, right? So what I mean by that is, it's funny to me when these commentators will talk about the analytics, like as if it's like the Bible and there's only one book that everybody's reading from. Like, that's not the case at all. I mean, every team has different models. So is the Lions model just 4th and 2 at the 28 is a go? Or is it 4th and 2 at the 28 with our kicker is a go? Are they taking into account how much time is left in the game midway through the third quarter? Are they taking into account that it could be the difference between a 2-score game and a 3-score game? Because my argument, I especially had an issue with the first one because you're on the 28-yard line, the 45-yard field goal, and even if you convert, let's say Reynolds catches the pass like he should have, even if you convert, guys, there's still a pretty good chance you're kicking a field goal on that drive. And even if you get the touchdown to go up 21, it's still a 3-score game. So my argument is it's more important to be up 17 than it is up 14, than being up 14 than it is to be up 21 instead of 17.
Right.
Because the difference between the 2-score game and 3-score game is huge, especially when at that point you're probably calculating on average 4 more possessions in the game for the 49ers.
You're right on.
Yeah.
Spot on.
The what's your kind of early feelings on the matchup in the Super Bowl?
You know, I just don't understand. I said this on my betting podcast, the Even Money betting podcast. You guys have betting in Tennessee, right?
Yes, we do indeed.
Do they have it over in Arkansas yet?
Yes.
Okay. Because I remember, by the way, twice I drove from Dallas back to Pennsylvania. Once after the season in 2002, and then once after Parcells cut me. And I didn't realize how close Memphis was to Arkansas.
Oh, yeah.
And by the way, Tennessee, I think that's a 24-hour drive from Dallas back to Pennsylvania.
Oh, it's so long.
And at least 14 hours of it was Tennessee.
Ross, I did the Jersey.
It's a wide state. It's a wide state.
I'm from Jersey. I did the Jersey to Memphis. I was like, when is this state going to end? Yeah, you're right. Forever.
I went from Memphis through Nashville to Knoxville up through Bristol. I was in Tennessee for 7 days. It was unbelievable. It was unreal. So anyway, I have a betting podcast, and I was just talking about this. I can't believe the Niners are favored.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
I mean, so in all 3 playoff games, I thought the Chiefs were clearly the better team, right? Like, clearly the better team. in those games. Bills game a good game. Ravens were right there, but they were the better team. I actually thought that the Packers and Lions outplayed the Niners, and that the Niners benefited from some really fluky plays in both games. So you have that going into it. And then you got Mahomes and Andy Reid and Kelsey in the Super Bowl. Kyle Shanahan never won one. Purdy's first Super Bowl. I just said it on the Even Money Betting Podcast, which, by the way, is like a top 3 betting podcast. Give me the Chiefs getting the 2 points all day. Or take the Chiefs on the money line at plus 100.
That's why I took the Chiefs plus 4 at Baltimore, even though they were playing the best team in the NFL to that point. It's Mahomes, it's Kelsey, it's Reed, as you said. So, yeah, my lean, and I know it started at 2.5. It's down to 1. May go down, who knows, to a pick'em or even KC as a favorite. But, yeah, you're right, Ross. Right on with that. One other quick thing before we let you go. Are you surprised that Belichick, it doesn't appear, will be coaching in 24?
Yes and no. I am surprised because I know he absolutely wants to coach, because he wants to break the all-time record. Everybody knows that. That's not even a secret. And so I thought somebody would give him an opportunity. No, because it seems like he could have been the coach of the Falcons if he wanted to be, but the other stuff was more important to him in terms of the situation and the control. So I'll tell you right now what's going to happen. Belichick is going to be popular in the media because he is going to be different than what people are expecting because they're just used to his press conferences.
Right.
But since he's not coaching, he's going to show some personality and be insightful. And so a year from now, people are going to be clamoring for Belichick to get a job because they're going to be thinking, oh, I like that guy, and he's the best of all time, and I like that guy. That is what I envision ending up happening.
All right, one more time, myfrontpagestory.com. Tell everybody about it.
myfrontpagestory.com, the best Valentine's Day gift you've ever heard of. In fact, most of you haven't heard of it, so I'm telling you something new. Listen, life is short. There's nothing more important than your relationship with your significant other. Do it upright. Do it good. Be able to tell her, I wanted something special, babes. I had a story written about you. Then it'll be hanging up in the house forever. So even next time you get in an argument, you can just point to it and say, hey, did you get a story written about me and how cool and special I was? No, I didn't. No, you didn't. myfrontpagestory.com, myfrontpagestory.com.
Ross, thank you so much, man. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Ross.
All right, see you guys.
Take care. Good stuff.
Yeah, he played for Belichick briefly.
Forgot about that.
Patriots. Yeah. But yeah, his stuff on the Ravens, I think, is dead on. At some point in that game, I just say, Lamar, go. I don't even have to call plays anymore. Lamar, do whatever you need to do to try and win this football game for us.
Well, here's the thing. You don't take anything away from Kansas City. They've been there and done that. Or San Francisco, who, along with Baltimore, were the best teams during the NFL regular season into the postseason. But you can seriously look at the two results from the championship games and go, Baltimore screwed up because their game plan was horrible. Detroit screwed up because Dan Campbell took some chances that he shouldn't have taken. So you can look at it that way.
I certainly understand his point on the first fourth down, but I still am not going to criticize Dan Campbell for being Dan Campbell.
Yeah, me too.
Like that's what he is. That's what he did all year long. So it's not a surprise at all that he just was going to continue to do that in this setting because it got them to that setting.
Yes, but you can actually make a claim that the coaching staffs of Baltimore and Detroit lost them the games.
Folks, as just mentioned, Valentine's Day is coming. The folks at Genesis Diamonds certainly are ready for Valentine's Day. And boy, oh boy, do they have an unbelievable deal for you. Of course, over there at Genesis Diamonds, it's all about the jewelry. Whether you're looking for an engagement ring or any kind of great piece of jewelry to celebrate Valentine's Day and get for that special someone, they've got exactly what you're looking for at amazing prices with great service over there because they're salespeople. They're not working on commission, so they're not there to pressure you into buying something more expensive. They're just there to help you, educate you, and make sure you find that exact piece of jewelry that you're looking for. Plus, right now they got a little extra to increase that Valentine's experience. When you buy any piece of beautiful jewelry, they're going to give you some flowers, some chocolates, and a gift card for dinner at Restaurant Iris. That's right. You go to Genesis Diamonds, you buy jewelry from them at Genesis Diamonds, they're going to give you the flowers, the chocolates, and a gift card for dinner. You cannot beat that deal at all. You talk about making a special someone happy this Valentine's Day. Go see the folks at Genesis Diamonds, located at Poplar and Perkins Extended, right there in the middle of the shopping center. Genesis Diamonds.
Got some Grizzlies news coming up in our final segment before we hand things off to Dave Woloshin for Waldo and Friends. This is Sports 56 Mornings with Greg and Eli on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
You already know you can listen to Sports 56 anywhere with the Sports 56 app or at sports56whbq.com. But you can also watch us daily with live video of all of our shows on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch.
Is your home still not warm enough or running out of hot water? Hi, this is Lauren Choate with Choate's Air Conditioning, Heating, and Plumbing, and we've got exciting news for you. Introducing Choate's Carrier Repair Buyback Program. If you've had HVAC or water heater repairs in the past year, you're in luck. Choate's will credit your repair costs up to $1,500 with a brand new HVAC or tankless water heater system. Yep, you heard right. Just bring your repair invoice from the last 365 days and get ready to upgrade your home's comfort. Say goodbye to those chilly nights and inconsistent heating. Choate's has you covered with various low-payment financing plans, making your upgrade more affordable than ever. Imagine a more efficient and reliable system keeping your family cozy all winter long. And here's the best part. This offer is a substantial boost towards a state-of-the-art heating solution. Ready to take the next step? Schedule your free estimate by calling 347-8086. And remember, turn to the experts with Choate's and let our family serve your family.
This holiday season, give the gift of Gould's with a Gould's gift card for someone you love. It's the perfect gift for everyone. The Gould's gift card doesn't just send wishes, it grants them in-store and online. Just come to any Gould's and pick up a gift card or go to GouldSalonSpa.com to purchase online. That's GouldSalonSpa.com. Happy holidays from Gould's. Gould's Salon Spa, locally owned and operated since 1932.
Do you want a greener, more weed-free lawn? If you're like me, you can't stand the sight of dandelions, clover, or especially crabgrass. Hi, I'm Brandon Hawley, president of Lawn Solutions. We are your locally owned and operated weed control and fertilization company. We are also experts in disease and insect control on your lawn and landscape. Our uniformed technicians are full-time, year-round licensed and certified by the state of Tennessee. Lawn Solutions' personalized service is far more superior to that of national companies that promise but simply cannot deliver. We return phone calls, we keep appointments, and we want your business. What we will not do is bother you with endless phone calls or junk mail. Lawn Solutions will not sell you something your lawn doesn't need. If you're looking for a local lawn care company to kill your weeds and feed your grass, then Lawn Solutions is the finest. Call us at 867-5626. That's 867-5626. Or go online at LawnSolutionsInc.net. From our family to yours, we want to thank you for your business.
Let's make this the new year to drive your new Kia home from Gossett Kia on the Pike. Bobby J's waiting to put you in a new Kia today, so come hit the road with 41 MPG Highway and 2024 Kia Forte LXS, $239 a month, $27.99 due at signing. Or get 7 passenger seating in a 2023 Kia Sorento LX. We Gossett at $319 a month, $34.99 due at signing. And if you want your new ride to be a 2024 Kia Telluride LX, we Gossett at $449 a month, $34.99 due at signing. All 36-month lease plus Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. So get to Gossett Kia today, 1900 Covington Pike. Online, KiaCovingtonPike.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
All 650 acquisition fee. Forte RE722-812, MSRP 21590. Sorrento PG 242-710, MSRP 33010. Telluride RG 462822, MSRP 38705. Includes all rebates and incentives. Must finance through Hyundai. Excludes tax title and license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 1/31/2024 with approved credit. Dealer stock only.
Grizz Nation, don't miss your Memphis Grizzlies this Thursday at 7 p.m. when they host the Cleveland Cavaliers on HBCU Night, presented by Pinnacle Financial Partners. Arrive early as the first 3,000 fans will receive a Grizzly scarf. Secure your tickets today by visiting Grizzlies.com.
Now back to Sports 56 Mornings.
Good morning.
On Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Here once again, Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
Talk about a busy period of time. Wednesday night, Tigers at FedEx Forum. Thursday, Grizzlies. Friday, Grizzlies. Saturday, Tigers. All at FedEx Forum.
It's a lot. Saturday and Sunday, hustle.
Really?
Gets the G League Ignite. The winless G League Ignite.
Winless in the G League?
They're 0-14.
Oh, my gosh. So, according to Woj, the NBA has granted the injury-riddled Grizzlies 3 10-day hardship exceptions. Of course, one, Matthew Hurt, played last night, played 23 minutes, scored 10 points in his first ever NBA action. So, they got 2 more, I guess, they can use.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they'll sign you.
Jason March asked us last night if we had jerseys. And they were playing with 7 guys, and 2 of them joined the team last week. So, again, the whole organization, it was like there was 15 healthy guys in the organization last night with 2 games being played. Grizzlies and Hustle, they had a total of 15 healthy bodies.
Were you and Roser healthy? A little bit under the weather?
Well, I told him I'm good for 1 trip down the court. After that, I am. I got nothing. I'll have to sub out at that point, and then give me about 10 minutes to recover, and I could probably give you 1 more trip. Last night in the NBA, Anthony Edwards going to be getting fined.
Yes,
but he knows it. He said he'll take the fine.
But they won the game. Don't you want to go crazy against officials or go off on officials if you lose the game? I mean, who cares if you won the game?
If you think the refs were bad, the refs were bad.
All right, but come on.
It's equal opportunity. See, the refs, I'm going to take the fine because the refs did not give us no calls tonight. The refs was bad tonight. Yeah, they were terrible. We were playing 8-on-5. There was also the video you could catch if you were you didn't have to be an expert lip reader, that he called them some cheating blank refs.
Okay. I think I know what he said.
Ben Simmons made his return last night. Almost a triple-double.
Yeah, he played well.
10 points, 8 rebounds, 11 assists.
So he gets hurt when? Next week?
Probably today. And then Luka. Luka with a 45-15 game.
Yeah, he was off. Off night.
His last 3 games, he had the 73-point game on Friday. Saturday, only 28 points, but a triple-double. 28 points, 17 assists, 10 rebounds. Last night, 45 points, 15 assists.
See, here's what's sad. Luke has no chance. He has, no chance to win MVP. No chance to. As good as he is, right now he's playing in the era of Jokic, Embiid, and the Greek Freak.
Well, Embiid may not play enough games to win the MVP.
Well, there's that 65-game
deal. They could eliminate him. I don't know where they could all.
Which is stupid.
All of them could do that. No, it's not.
It's stupid.
No, why?
It's stupid. I don't know what it's doing with load management, but have a guy, I don't know. How about if he's legitimately hurt, but he plays 64 games, plays 64 of 82? I don't know. I don't like it. More news from Woj. The Grizzlies are signing center Trey Jemison on a 10-day contract. Jemison, undrafted out of UAB, just completed a 10-day with the Wizards. Spent most of the season with Birmingham. What are they, the Squadron?
Yeah, there was talk that when they were in town,
How did I know that?
When they had the other two-way contract available, there was talk that maybe Jemison would be the guy that they would go, because it was originally reported that they were probably going to go for a big man, but then Bain got hurt and Smart got hurt, so they had to go with a guard with that extra two-way contract. But no surprise, he is strong. He is strong as an ox. Was putting up big numbers for Birmingham in the G League, so not a surprise at all that they would end up bringing him in.
12.9 points per game, 11.9 rebounds. This is when you add injury to insult. You bring in this guy from UAB after the Tigers lost on Sunday to UAB.
Good thing he didn't play this year. Wait,
yes.
Dude, oh boy,
dude, I'm telling you, his upper body.
I'm looking at a photo of the guy, and I can tell.
Big boy.
NBA top-selling jerseys. I always am interested in this. Steph Curry is number 1. Doesn't everybody and their mom have a Steph Curry jersey by now? Those who buy Steph Curry jerseys. Do you own any jerseys, by the way?
I do.
Who are they?
I have a Giancarlo Stanton New York Yankees jersey.
Right.
I think I have a Pau Gasol jersey.
Yeah, I got a bunch of the ones that the Grizzlies gave away or the Redbirds, but I'm talking about like something that
like authentic,
like a real authentic one. The only one I had was a gift. Was my Len Bias.
I know my brothers. Both of my brothers and my sister. My sister got the Ja Morant, the City Edition jersey. My younger brother has the Isaac Hayes. I think that's the Isaac, or the 3-6 jersey.
Okay.
So, yeah,
Does anybody have a Steph Curry?
No.
Okay, so he's number 1, top-selling NBA jersey. Jason Tatum's 2. LeBron's 3. Victor Wembanyama. This makes sense. In his first year, he's 4. Greek Freaks 5. Then Luka, Devin Booker, Kevin Durant 7 and 8. Tyrese Maxey, number 9. Dame Lillard, of course, now he's in a Bucks jersey. That's 10. Ja is number 11. Ja is 11 on that list. Joel Embiid, LaMelo Ball, Nikola Jokic, and De'Aaron Fox round out your top 15. By the way, Ja news, we'll talk to DeMichael Cole tomorrow about this topic and many others, is that he's going to now front an AAU team. So like the superstars who all have those AAU teams, Ja will have an AAU team as well.
By the way, on Jemison, if I can remember this correctly from a couple weeks ago, I believe Andy Kennedy, when he was at UAB, called him the mayor. The Squadron's head coach, whose name I'm completely out of, I can't remember who, TJ Saint, calls him the governor. So now in the NBA, I assume you have to call him president.
What did they call him?
If he's gone from mayor to governor, it would have to be president.
What was Fred Hoiberg, or what is Fred Hoiberg's nickname?
He was the mayor.
He's the mayor. Okay.
Call him the Secretary of Defense.
There you go.
It's like,
there you go.
I don't know what, mayor, governor, I don't know what the next step is, but.
Lieutenant governor, I don't know. Whatever it is,
that'd be a step down.
Yeah, it would be a step down. I don't know. I don't know. Well, you went to president. It was a leading question. President, I think, is as high as you can go, man. I don't think you get any higher than president. CEO?
Well, that's the point.
You'd be CEO?
That's why I think president would be next.
Right.
He's been mayor, he's been governor.
Yeah, if you're talking about like the president of the United States, but you're talking about president of a company, the CEO is the chairman. I think the CEO is the head, right? Wouldn't the CEO be the head? It doesn't matter. We got to get the hell out of here.
We're talking politics. He went mayor, governor.
I know.
We're not talking CEOs.
No, I know. I'm talking about something completely different. I'm just saying where you can go higher than a president. Yeah. All right. Want to thank Jeff Crane, Judy Thurman, Ross Tucker for joining us on the program today. Tomorrow, Tigers assistant basketball coach Andy Borman, Jerry Palm from CBS Sports, and as I mentioned, DeMichael Cole will join us to talk Memphis Grizzlies. DeMichael from the Commercial Appeal. Coming up next, it's Wolo and Friends on Sports 56. Again, Ole Miss, Mississippi State tonight, 7 o'clock from the Pavilion. We'll have it for you on Sports 56, 98.5 FM. For Eli and Zach, I'm Greg. Have a great day, everybody.